Go ahead, Perry. This is a mic check. We're getting ready. We're about 12 minutes away from kickoff here in Laurinburg and St. Andrews. We're going to check our mics just to make sure everything coming down the line okay. Glad to see all the folks that have joined us already. The St. Andrews versus Reinhardt from Laurinburg, North Carolina. Mark Clements, Perry Gabriel, and Perry just
perfect weather. It quit raining. But, yeah, a lot of rain in the area this morning. Still some lingering showers, but we're expecting by game time, maybe just right after the initial quarter, the rain is expected to be out of the area and moving on out to the east. It's going to be a wet day, but I will take wet conditions over rainy conditions any day.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we've seen the field conditions today will be maybe a little bit of a challenge. We'll see how that goes. We've already seen a few places where it's kind of chunked up a little bit. It looked really nice when we first got here, Perry.
Yes, it did. And you can see when the teams came out for warm-up, you can tell the areas pretty much the middle of the field between the 20 and 40 on both ends, and then some on the sideline where some of the special teams were working out. And then on the to our left down at the I'm not sure which end zone that would be, but the 10, 15-yard line extra point area, the PATs is going to be a touchy situation as well.
Yeah, you can see as we'll move in on one of those shots and give you kind of a look there at that's about the 30-yard line to the end zone closest to the campus. If you're familiar with the Laurinburg St. Andrews University campus, the baseball field will be to our left, and the main part of the university is going to be back to our right.
Yeah, and the other area of concern too is the the players' numbers. We kind of predicted how long were we going to be able to see the numbers once they get the mud and everything all over them. I think that's 33, but it might be 63 or 83.
Well, we'll do the best we can with that. And, of course, some of the St. Andrews faithful will know that James Red Mellick is normally with us. James is up in the Indianapolis area today, this weekend. His grandmother passed a couple weeks ago. They're having memorial services and dealing with that family matter. So we wish James well. He would like to be here, but certainly understand family comes first, and that's certainly a big attitude that the St. Andrews football team feels as well. But James, we would send him our well wishes. We are typically on top of the press box, so you're going to see a little bit different view as we are in the press box. It's kind of an open press box with the doorway to the main part of the press box coming right through we are, but this is much better than us being up there in the wet and all this electronic equipment as far as trying to make things work, Perry.
Yes, very dry conditions. We came prepared for the worst and got the best, I think.
Yeah, I think we worked out pretty well. You may hear a little echo from time to time coming off the windows in front of us. If the weather improves further, then we may actually open some windows and take a camera outside as well. But
we came prepared with our bathroom closets and towels and more towels to dry off and be prepared for that. So that'll be one load of clothes we won't have to do when you go home tonight.
And we're waiting for the national anthem. Will be coming up here shortly. We've got about 7 minutes and 40 seconds left on the game clock. So any minute now, we've got a group of students ready to march out onto the field, and they'll be doing the national anthem today. These two teams coming in, Perry, St. Andrews had a tough outing against last time. Got off to a great start with a 6-0 lead up at Union College, and had a really, really good opening drive, but then a couple of miscues kind of turned things into a negative. Wound up, I think the final score there was 33-6. But a second game in a row, they won the time of possession, which is something that trying to get accomplished here. Keep the ball out of the other folks' hands. Reinhardt comes in at 3-2, 1-0 in conference play. The Eagles they beat Faulkner to start the year. Southeastern was a loss, as well as Cumberland. Then got wins against Georgetown and Pikeville. Now, I believe that's the Georgetown up in Georgetown, Kentucky. I've actually been there, Perry, to when I traveled with the Davidson Wildcats. We practiced up there on the way to Butler, and then drove on to the Indianapolis area after practice.
Yeah, their game against Pikeville was 2 overtimes. They won that 41-35.
Yeah.
So they're on a current 2-game winning streak. They come in averaging about 400 yards of total offense for the game, 223 of that in the air, 176 on the ground, 28 points per game. They give up 21 points per game, so about a touchdown difference from offense to defense there for the Eagles from Georgia. I think that's pronounced.
I'm not sure.
Waleski, Georgia is where they are from. I noticed here on the field goals, they're 1 of 4 on the season. We talked about the weather earlier, Mark, and
field goals will be difficult today. Plant foot operation with wet balls, and I think one of the things we're going to be looking for here today as we see the Reinhardt team start to make their way up back toward the field. They'll be coming out toward the goal post to our right. St. Andrews with their captains also getting ready to walk out on the field. So we'll have the coin toss as well as the national anthem all coming up here. But we'll get to keys to the game. They're going to be pretty basic here today, particularly basic when you start talking about wet weather football.
Yeah, you can't get too fancy with the football when it's wet like this. You've got to be careful. And, it's tough to hold on to the ball anyway. And then when the ground gets wet and the balls get wet, it's going to make it even tougher for both teams.
And I think the national anthem may be coming up next as we've got the students making their way.
Yeah, tiptoeing their way.
Yeah, they're tiptoeing. I don't the young ladies, I don't think, are accustomed to walking in the mud.
With sandals.
With sandals or their nice shoes on.
But this group, they've sing before each game, and they do a great job. And we're about ready to have that national anthem here for you as they made their way out to the 50-yard line.
Yeah, we got the captains in between. Well, when they get ready to go, we're gonna switch our mics and we'll try to pick up theirs. The public address announcer.
For today's matchup of St. Andrews University Knights versus Reinhardt Eagles. Today's referees are Adam Sitnell, umpire Travis Linebarger, head line judge Jared Curry, line judge Taylor Roberts, side judge Corey Galloway, field judge Kyle Pearson, and back judge Jeremy Beck. Can we please have everybody's attention to midfield as our St. Andrews choir sings the national anthem. Please rise and remove your caps and
the St. Andrews Choir. They're just a little soft-spoken as we're in the press box and did not quite pick that one up on the mic, but a beautiful job. for the choir. We're getting ready now for the coin toss as both teams will be moving out toward the middle of the field. Check out those captains as they move out.
Yeah, I'll get Reinhardt if you want to do.
Okay, yeah, the St. Andrews captains. Number 51 is to our left. That's Terrell Milligan. Number 97, also captain today. That is Irvin Gardner. Number 3 is Jamil Rice. And number 16 is Darius Holly. So got some of the leaders on the football team out there.
And for Reinhardt, it's going to be number 2, Markel Sutton. Number 9, Tyshawn Jordan. And number 74, Zach Lyle. And the one number I cannot see.
No, I can't get him either, Perry. He's hidden behind the officials. Got an officiating crew. The toss in the air.
21, Kellen Neal.
Okay.
Kellen, so those are the captains for Reinhardt Eagles. They're wearing the black pants, white jerseys with the yellow numbers trimmed in black with black helmets with the numbers on the helmets. And St. Andrews coming out in the all-blue uniforms, pants and tops with the white helmet. And Reinhardt is going to get the ball to start the game. So their offense will go into gear first. And speaking of their offense, they kind of have they got 2 quarterbacks that see a lot of the action. Tyler Jackson played 4 games. Stephen Craig's 4 games. Both see a lot of action. Jackson's leading the way with 746 yards, 7 touchdowns, and averaging 186 yards passing. But Stephen Craig sees the action as well. He's 25 of 61 for 2 touchdowns, about 90 per game. So a couple of quarterback options there for Reinhardt.
I expect most of the snaps today for St. Andrews to be taken by Darius Holly running out of that veer, although last game I think Dylan O'Day was getting some snaps, particularly trying to get the passing game going. One of the things when I talked with Coach Robert Curtin earlier this week, the idea is establish the run, and then when they try to take that away, you've got to hit some passes in the passing game, and that's going to be one of the keys today. Can St. Andrews get an effective passing game going? Another one is protecting the football. You cannot afford to give up the football. Either team. Turnovers, particularly in wet weather games, are always an issue. And we'll see just exactly what happens here as we get ready for the kickoff, as St. Andrews will tee it up, moving from right to left. St. Andrews, of course, in blue. Got the white helmets, got the couple of deep receivers back at about the 15-yard line.
Tyshawn Jordan on the near side, and then the far side is Kellen Neal.
Teeing it up for St. Andrews. Chance Cummings, a freshman linebacker, and doing kicking duties right now. And we're just about underway here from St. Andrews. A low spinning kick toward the sideline. It gets past. Man, he feels it with one hand and back to the middle of the field to the 25-30. Got a lane. 35-40.
Got one man to beat.
And he's going to be bumped out of bounds. That one man to beat is number 84, Latrell Snow, saving the touchdown. The return on the play.
Let's see where they mark it.
Jordan. I believe that's Tyshawn Jordan with
they're going to mark it at the 22, so it's going to be a 66-yard return on that opening kickoff.
Yeah, that's not exactly what you want to have happening on the opening kickoff, and almost kicked it past him, and he's able to field that ball. They'll line it up in a pistol. Got receivers split to either side of the formation. Hand off to the lone running back.
tackle there for St. Andrews is going to be number 54 with the initial hit, DeMario Henderson, freshman.
Looks like that's Jadavian Colbert, the ball carrier. He's still in there. Got the protective gear kind of hanging out the back of his jersey. Quarterback is Taylor Jackson. Jackson working from the pistol. And second down, let's call it 5. They'll give it off to Tolbert running left side, stacked up, and St. Andrews does a good job with that play. Big number 97. Looks like Irvin Gardner, one of the captains, made first contact.
The junior from Long Island, New York.
He's a good ways from home.
Yeah. Third, and we'll call it 2 mark on this first third down of the play of the game.
Big play here. Hand the ball off to Tolbert again, running left. Stacked up, let's see. We're looking at it kind of an angle here, and it looks like he's got the first down. Short gain, but he needed about 2. That moves the chains, and the play will go inside about the 12-yard line.
Nick Henderson, linebacker, coming in with the initial hit, but not till after the first down was gained.
Reinhardt handoff to the tailback, running hard inside the 10 to about the 6 or 7-yard line. Gardner getting up off the bottom of the pile, and also, I believe, number 52 getting in on that hit, and that is
Nick Henderson.
Nick Henderson again. So Henderson right in the thick of things here, but still picked up a good solid 5. Colbert running right to the goal line and into the end zone for the touchdown. Just like that, solid 5. Colbert running right to the goal line and into the end zone for the touchdown. Some of the resistance, and just like that, 6-0, short field with that long kick return. And I was gonna say one of our keys to the game today would be avoiding the big plays, and that is a big play off the kickoff. The extra point attempt is up and good. That makes it 7-0 here in the early going. 12:28 left here in the first quarter as Reinhardt, short field, takes it in for the touchdown. No passing plays.
5 yards, 22. 5 plays, 22 yards on that drive.
Pop up our stats, and you can see plays on that one. Jadavian Colbert getting the 6-yard rush, getting most of the yardage. 5 plays, 21 yards. And 21-yard field is not gonna cut it so far. If you're a St. Andrews fan, if you're some of the folks from Reinhardt listening in today, you got to be happy with the opening kickoff.
Yeah, and he really had a lot of, once he got through that initial line of defenders, he was pretty much smooth sailing to this near sideline and only had one man to beat, but a great defensive stop there to push him out of bounds and keep him from going the distance. But it is 7-0 at this moment.
High twisting kick will come down to about the 5-yard line, back toward the middle of the field to the 15, 20. Nice hard tackle is across the 25-yard line. That return for St. Andrews by, let's see, number 80, and that's Darnell Gustus, a freshman wide receiver. So 27-yard line, that's not bad.
22 yards on the return.
Hawley got to go under center. An offset eye in the backfield with receivers split either side. Got to hand the ball off to Carpenter. Carpenter to the 34-yard line.
And he's tackled there by number 25, Kendrick Hawkins, the 225-pound linebacker from Marion County High School, Marion, Georgia.
34-yard line, so it's going to bring up 2nd down and 2. Scoreboard showing 3, maybe between 2.5 and 3 yards. It's split backs now as Holly goes under center. Give the ball to Carpenter. Carpenter runs into a blocker but cuts it back, and looks like where they spotted it will be close to a 1st down.
Yeah, no signal yet.
They're
1st down now.
Reinhardt says the ball was loose and they came up with it, but the play had been whistled dead.
So that'll be the first. That's a good sign for St. Andrews on this first series. They don't have a 3-and-out.
George Tharp was trying to block, and he stood his man up, but when Carpenter hit right the backside of number 44, he bounced it back in, was able to get the 2 yards, the 3 yards that was needed. They'll go shotgun split backs, hand it off to Carpenter, running wide, never gets turned up the field, and he's cut down in the backfield for a loss of 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards.
Braylon Jones coming up to make the tackle out of the defensive back position, along with, again, I think that's 23, Jeremiah Rowe. His number's already getting covered in mud.
And gold numbers on white jerseys in a muddy environment. Ball is set at the 35-yard line, 2nd down and 12 yards to go. Freshman Darius Holly will step back into the shotgun and hand the ball off to Carpenter. Again, running right, looking for a cutback lane. He's got good yardage across the 40-yard line. Picks up the lost yardage and then some, and they'll mark the ball. We'll see about the 41-yard line.
So 3rd and about 6, we'll call it.
Just across the 41-yard line. The line to gain is the 47. If the sticks are right, it's just short of the 47 to gain. 9:43, 7-0. Reinhardt with the lead over St. Andrews, and first possession for the Knights. Little confusion with the offensive line, and they're going to have to take a timeout, I believe. Timeout on the field taken by St. Andrews. Play clock was at 2, and there was a little bit of confusion. You could see the offensive linemen were looking back and just didn't get out of the huddle good on that one. So big play.
I think a timeout is always good in that situation, because when you start trying to rush it, trying to get the play off, maybe not going to use the cadence that you told the huddle you were going to use, it usually creates havoc for the offense. So a timeout, first half doesn't hurt you as bad. You like saving those timeouts for late in the game if it's a second half situation. But in this situation, good call here by St. Andrews for that timeout, just to get the right personnel on the field, the right play call, and get it to where you need it to be.
Yeah, this is a big play. You don't want to give the ball up on this 3rd and about 5. It looks like the scoreboard's showing 5. And it's maybe the length of the football longer than a 5-yard pickup that's going to be needed here. If you get close, you got to wonder too, is this a 4-down territory here early in the game?
So they're going to go back out, send trips to the left here.
That's the near side as we look at. Got one receiver far to the right. Holly's going to go back to throw, got pressure in his face immediately, runs straight up the field. He's a yard short of the 1st down.
Wow.
As Darius Holly gets to the 46. And he needs about a half yard to go. Just needs to get not quite touching the 47. They brought the heat. He just sidestepped him and went straight up the field, and Holly with a nice play and a pickup. St. Andrews fans making some noise now. Here it's a family weekend for St. Andrews University. They'll line it up with a full house backfield, hand it off inside. Tarp goes hard to the 50 for the 1st down.
Definitely full house on that one.
Yeah. I believe that was big 44. Check it. That's Bass Knight with the carry. Brandon Bass Knight.
Kendrick Hawkins with the tackle for the Eagles as the Knights move quickly.
They're going to run the sweep with Carpenter. Carpenter's got a couple of lead blockers. He'll get 2 or 3 into Eagles territory, but that's about all.
Yeah, 40-yard pickup. They do spot it across midfield at the 49.
So it'll be 2nd down and 6. We're going under 8 minutes left here in the first quarter. Our scoreboard, I apologize, there is not accurate. It is 7-0. They'll line up with the offset eye. Carpenter run left this time. Hard running as he gets to the 45.
And he was behind the blocking there of number 65 for St. Andrews, who took his man downfield. That's Marvin Farmer. Yeah.
The second, big senior offensive lineman. 3rd down, 2 to go. Full house backfield. Give it off to one of those backs, and that is that's Tarp this time, and he gets all the way to the 40. That'll be enough for the 1st down, and St. Andrews on the attack now into Eagles territory.
Braylon Jones with the tackle for Reinhardt.
George Tharp with that nice carry. We called his name earlier with the nice block. 1st and 10. Ball at the 40-yard line of Reinhardt. First possession of the game for St. Andrews. Holly to throw, firing it down the sideline. Caught, but he's out of bounds. Nice catch on the play. Latrell Snow, but Snow was out of bounds when he caught it. Tough break there. That field just got a little too wide, or a little too narrow. A little too narrow.
1-on-1, he had his man just unable to haul it in.
A pretty accurate throw that time by Holly. That was a really short drop and just let it fly. 2nd down and 10.
And this drive started on the 27. They moved it down to the 40 of the – we got a penalty flag.
Now let's see. That's a pre-snap penalty, and the play clock is not a
coming
problem.
Up the far side.
It's going to be against St. Andrews. I hear the official say, whoa, 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 wait. Now we'll see what the call is. There is no foul, so break for St. Andrews. It looked like they were getting ready to walk back.
I think they were counting the players just to make sure there weren't 12, so you throw the flag. If there's 12, you do the penalty, and then you wave it off if there weren't 12 on the field.
So 2nd down and 10. They'll go shotgun. Going to give the ball off, running hard to the right. You can see the turf kicking up beneath the feet.
Yeah,
Kevon number
Daniels.
28. Yeah, Daniels, a freshman running back. That's a pickup of 8, and you're definitely in 4-down territory here. 7-0 Reinhardt, but a driving Knights offense, kicking up some mud and trying to grind their way into the end zone.
Yeah, 10 plays so far in this drive.
They'll line it up shotgun again. Holly waits for the snap, gets it. He's going to tuck it and run, and nothing doing. I don't know that play was going anywhere. It looked like that Daniels was covered when he pulled it. One man was on Daniels, 2 men were on the quarterback, and that's going to bring up now 4th down in no man's land here at the 39-yard line. So
Jackson Merriweather, sophomore from Columbia, South Carolina, not far from here.
Yeah. Aronson Cook not with us today, dealing with some family issues, and weren't sure if he was going to play today. He is the punter, or your first string punter, and your best offensive wideout. So that's 1 down for St. Andrews, so not in there. Holly now movement up front. Looks like going to be a false start against St. Andrews, and that's going to
That
make it
that may change the mind of Coach Curtin.
Now you may think about it. We've gone back to feedback referee. We had this at the game against Weber International earlier this season, and there was a setting on the referee's mic that got turned on or off, where I think it was on, and they may need to grab him at halftime and see if they can adjust his mic. They're going to punt it now. Cummings with a nice end-over-end kick, directional, headed down toward the 10-yard line. And that is going to go inside the 10. A great kick to the 6-yard line. And field position is always an issue in a mud game, and they just flipped the field. Still 7-0 Reinhardt.
So now the pressure's on the defense to see if they can get a stop and maybe get a punt out of their end zone and get some good field position. They moved that ball 50 yards on that last drive, but unable to get any points out of it. 12 plays, 50 yards on that drive for St. Andrews. Reinhardt with their second possession of the game, deep in their own territory.
Yeah, Chance Cummings with a good punt there really put the defense in a good position. You think you're going to go one-dimensional here if you're the Eagles, and they're going to turn it, hand it off, got a good gap, and now into the secondary. Lost his balance as he came across the 20-yard line, and that really changes the field position quickly.
Yeah, number 51 for St. Andrews making a tackle. Terrell Milligan, another freshman. We've called a few names of some freshmen for St. Andrews
Milligan
today.
and Henderson definitely two of the leaders on the defense for St. Andrews this season. Just across the 20, it's the first down as Reinhardt will load the pistol. They'll hand it off to the I-back, and boy, it just stood up and thrown down. That is a nice stop for, I believe that's Milligan again. No, check it. That's Henderson.
Henderson, 54.
So Nick Henderson. We've called his name at least 3 times already in the early going. A gain of about a half yard, a yard. Second down, we'll call it 9. Again, they loaded up with a pistol. Fullback and a tailback. They'll hand it to the tailback, spinning and going to be taken down. That time it's
number 8.
Logan Sage in on that one, and the running back.
Yeah, and Laverius Heath Lewis in on the tackle as well.
Okay.
Coming over from the far side out of Charlotte.
The very Solomon with that carry, I believe. No, check it. That's not right. We'll have to check that number. We didn't get. That looks like Colbert with the carry again. Third down, big play for the defense for St. Andrews. Shotgun, one man in the backfield, got a wing left. A couple of wide receivers and looking to throw for the first time. Looking deep downfield. Now in the middle of the field, going to be caught at the 40 to the 45 and finally taken down as he crosses the 47-yard line.
Yeah, number 19, Javarius Miller.
Had too much time to really pick it apart. That was, you can stand back there and almost count 2, 3, 4, and then fired.
And the other thing, too, when he caught that ball, he stopped and reversed his direction, and sometimes the defender thinks he's going to keep running that way, and they've got to stop, too, and the receiver always has the advantage when that happens.
That's kind of a muddy field thing as well. Again, wing left, quarterback play fake, looking to go up top. Got a man down there, but the defender is there as well, and incomplete. Threw it just a little too far inside for the intended receivers. Jordan McCall had the coverage for the Knights.
So to make it 2nd and 10.
That was right into probably the most chewed up part of the field, too. And he I don't know if he was getting a lot of traction. Maybe running some big cleats out there today. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Reinhardt leading 7-0. 2:09 left first quarter. Looking like they may be changing the play. Defense shifts. They'll hand it off to Colbert. Colbert crosses the 50 to the St. Andrews 46, not quite to the 45, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
And on that tackle, looks like number maybe 40, it's hard to tell on him. It was 40-something, maybe 43, Cornelius Allen. Doing our best on our numbers, folks. Mud's eating them up.
Looks like in the backfield now is Lewis Norris. They're going to bring a man through the formation and hand it to Norris. Oh, he pulls it, throws, caught. It's going to be to the 5-10 touchdown.
No.
I bought on the fake, and so did everybody else. A fine throw by Taylor Jackson. Yeah, just hit that. It's going to be to the 5-10 touchdown.
No.
I bought on the fake, and so did everybody else. A fine throw by Taylor Jackson. I thought it was a running play, and he pulls that straight out of the breadbasket. No, and yes, it's up through the field. 13-0.
7 plays, 95 yards.
Extra point is good. 14-0 here as we approach the end of the first quarter. Gives us an opportunity to tell you about some of the sponsors for today's game for 485 Sports, brought to you in part by the Carolina Renaissance Festival in the Charlotte metro area. If you happen to be over in the Hopewell area or anywhere like our cameraman, Fred's doing a great job for us today, but Fred's from over that way, and I'm sure he's been to the Renaissance Festival. Eats a big turkey leg. RenFestInfo.com, one of the sponsors today. Also, Carolina Pizza Huts, PizzaHut.com.
Anytime's a great time to order pizza. Don't forget your cheese sticks and your cinnamon sticks. It's not just about the pizza.
Oh, I love those. I love those cinnamon sticks. Those little Cinnabons they've got.
Oh, yes.
14-0, 1:19 left here in the first quarter. 7 plays, 94 yards officially, Perry.
Yeah, they've got 117 yards of offense in their first 2 possessions and just out of 12 plays, averaging about 10 yards per play.
Coming near side, dropped. It's going to be picked up at the 16, and then he slipped and fell. Just a tough break there as the ball just slipped through his fingertips. Trying to make the grab and the return is Anthony Robinson, freshman wide receiver. Not able to keep his balance once he picked that ball up.
Cannon Pharmacy scoreboard: Vanderbilt 7, Georgia 0.
My phone's probably blowing up over there saying ESPN with an upset special. What is that, 5 minutes into the game?
3.
Those folks at ESPN like to really tease it, don't they?
They do.
Well, let's see if St. Andrews can put another long drive together and this time punch it in. They'll give it off to Carpenter. Carpenter crosses the 15, short gain. Can't get too tricky down here in the shadow of your own goal line. Under a minute to play first quarter. First drive was some good hard running by St. Andrews. But the incomplete pass kind of put them behind the chains and made that long down and distance. They'll give it off to the fullback, diving hard. That's Tharp. Tharp will
maybe a yard.
Get a yard. Bring up 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
Your upset alert's going to really go off. Arkansas 3, Alabama nothing.
Arkansas. If you pronounce Kansas, why don't you pronounce Arkansas?
Yeah, makes sense to me.
And that'll be the end of the first quarter. So we're going to switch into the field, head down to the baseball side of the stadium. 14-0. A big opening kickoff for Reinhardt, set them up in great field position, a 21-yard drive. St. Andrews took the ball, drove it down the field, controlling the clock, but had to punt. Punted to the 6-yard line. Drive out to near midfield, and then a hard play fake and a throw down the sideline. And just like that, It's 14-0 Reinhardt as we go to the second quarter.
Get you updated on some other scores. Temple, North Texas, 7-7. James Madison over Georgia Southern, 7-0. Charlotte Navy set to kick off at 2. And Florida State, 7. Syracuse, 0. Ohio State just scored. They're up 6-0 on the Lee Corso hated team, Purdue Boilermakers.
Does he not like Purdue?
He hates. Well, he's an Indiana guy.
Oh, is he? Okay.
So every week on ESPN, when Purdue's one of the games that they pick, anybody but Purdue. So no matter who they're playing. I guess you got the ABC crowd here. Anybody but Carolina. I guess you got the ABP.
Anybody. I like. Hey, don't dog on Carolina.
Oh, I'm not. Back to action here.
As a little flare pass goes out to Carpenter. Carpenter gets out to the. I think is he close to the first down?
Yeah, it's hard to look from this angle. I think he's going to be short.
Oh, he is short. Okay, I'm looking at the wrong yard line, and fourth down and a long 3.
Rashad Wanham, the senior defensive lineman, 6'3", 235 from Butler, Georgia, making the tackle. We try to use the high schools in the cities where these guys are from as much as possible. We have a lot of them. Some of them we don't, but just like to recognize their hometown schools as well.
Oh, absolutely. If we've got those, we'll try to give them to you. And they're going to go for it. They'll line it up. It looks like a man jumped, and let's see. No, they're going to call a timeout. One of the players jumped, but must not have jumped into the neutral zone. Second timeout of the game going to be called by St. Andrews. They'll have one more coming.
And, most people in a typical game, you say, well, you're 27-yard line, fourth down, you're going for it. But this is a team that needs to do something different and needs to spark something, fourth down play here that picks up a lot of yardage, picks up the first down, reverse trick play of some sort.
Well, I'll be honest with you, one of the interior linemen on the defense did move. He just apparently didn't move into the neutral zone, or they called the timeout before the jump. Now, Chance Cummings going to be kicking. He'll be standing at about his own 10-yard line. Got off a good punt last time, a directional, and now whistles sound.
St. Andrews.
They're going to just reset.
And there's the height. Boy, that was quick.
Low, wobbly kick. It's going to hit at the 43 and be fielded at the 37. Good return as he's heading back out to the right. Now back to the left, and a miss. The 50, the 40, taken down from behind.
Yeah, that's going to be
what might have been on that one. It looked like he was going to slip down to about the 37 or 38. Pretty good punt, but just not able to corral.
34-yard punt.
All the way down to the St. Andrews 30-yard line. Jackson back out there at quarterback again. Going to pull it. He's going to throw it. A little RPO. It's dropped. Is that a lob? No, it's incomplete.
I thought maybe that might have been a backward pass. It was close.
It sure looked like it. Jordan Gant was the intended receiver. I think he had some good running room if he hadn't dropped it.
Yeah, and then, ball might have been a little wet. You would hope not. It was the first play of the series, so you would hope there'd be a dry ball in on that play, but
I think more than anything, Perry, it may have been he was trying to make sure he still had his footing and turning at the same time. Just a lot of things to do there. Second down and 10. Jackson going to hand it off. Knocked down after a 5-yard pickup. I'll bring up third down and 5.
Yeah, the tackle there was made by number 98, but again, 98 Logan Sage, but our boy that we've been calling all night long, number 54.
Nick Henderson?
Nick Henderson. DeMario Henderson. Got the initial hit, but just unable to get the tackle.
Into the line. Short of the line to gain to the 22, 4th down, and decision time coming for Reinhardt.
Yeah, looks like a long 2, short 3.
They have been able to get those short yardage, and there's no question. They've got Colbert in the backfield. Jackson lines it up shotgun. Going to just run.
Fumble.
Oh, fumble. St. Andrews recovers.
And that's what we needed.
No question. They've got Colbert in the backfield. Jackson lines it up shotgun. Going to just run.
Fumble.
Oh, fumble. St. Andrews recovers.
And that's what.
Recovery for St. Andrews made by Irvin Gardner again. Gardner and the Hendersons have been busy up front. Milligan.
Yes, they have. So a good stop by the St. Andrews Knights. They're going to take over at about the 21-yard line.
12:44 to play here in the second quarter. It's 14-0 Reinhardt. A short field drive, a long drive. St. Andrews has had one good drive. Back to passes. Holly firing down the sideline and just going to be out of bounds. Into that muddy area just right off the playing surface. The intended receiver is.
I think the rain for the most part has stopped for the last 20, 30 minutes, pretty much since the start of the game. Maybe a small mist out there, but I'm sure the dampness is still causing.
Yeah, there's plenty of water. I still see a few umbrellas up, so there must be a little mist going. Taekwon Watson was the intended receiver on that last play.
Late getting the play in. We're just now breaking the huddle, 7 seconds on the play clock.
Reinhardt did a good job using the sideline for defense. They're going to hand the ball off to Carpenter. Carpenter cuts back, but not much there. They grab his leg as he crosses the 22. Maybe a yard.
Actually, they moved the stick back.
Yeah, I thought he had a little bit more than what he got, so it's going to be maybe a half yard. We'll call it 3rd down and 9. Clock ticking, 12:15, second quarter. Don't want to have to kick it again, particularly after that guy ran all the way back to the 30 last time. Holly in the shotgun. Got Carpenter with him. Now he's being chased, and he's going to be crunched. Two players say, let's meet at the quarterback, and they did.
All the way back to the 15, minus 6 yards on that carry.
So that'll bring Chance Cummings back onto the field to punt another time. Cummings done a good job so far. Couple of punts already. The return man moving in just inside the 50, almost to the 45.
Pressure coming.
Low, wobbly kick, end over end, kind of twists, goes to the 45. They'll pick it up at the 44. No return on that one. Picking that ball up for St. Andrews is Xavier Bolden, a freshman running back, coming in on the punt team.
29-yard punt. First and 10 for the Eagles.
The Eagles have had great field position all night or all afternoon long. This time they've got Lewis Morris in the backfield. They list him as a wide receiver, but I think it is number 3, I believe, is a running back.
Yes.
And they're going to hand it off to him inside the 45.
Guess who made the tackle? Mario Henderson.
Got Henderson in on that one.
Along with number 52, Nick Henderson.
If we had a Harry out there, we'd have Harry and the Hendersons. Nobody out there knows that movie. And Fred's running the camera over, and he's looking at me like, what?
Fred, I have to tell us, are those two Hendersons related? No, they have no.
Henderson
doesn't know.
They'll give it off now to Morris. Morris got good running room. He's going to take it down the sideline, one man to beat, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown. Yeah. Hit that pylon, and that will be They'll give it off now to Morris. Morris got good running room. He's going to take it down the sideline, one man to beat, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown. Yeah. Hit that pylon to the pylon before he got hit. Extra point attempt coming. 10:23 left here in the first half. We'll check some stats in between this play and the next one. That one's up and good, so 21-0. And St. Andrews now will try to get back on offense and see if they can keep the ball out of the hands of the very potent Eagles. 21-0, 10:23 here in the first half in the second quarter.
Yeah, so talking about the stats, Mark, right now St. Andrews 18 plays for a total of 56 yards, the bulk of it coming in on that opening drive. But they've run 18 plays, 56 yards. Reinhardt on the other side, 16 plays, 170 yards.
Yeah.
Again, like you mentioned, other than that 5-yard or the 95-yard drive, excellent field position, but even the starting at the 5 didn't prevent them from moving the ball.
Yeah, we'll see. The first downs, 5 for Reinhardt, 3 for St. Andrews prior to that. And we'll get back on to live action here. St. Andrews kick return will come out to about the 25-yard line.
17-yard return on that by number 25, Chris Williams, with the return there.
One of Perry and my friends is Coach Soupy Campbell, and Coach Campbell always say if you get to the 25, across the 25 on the kick return team, you've won the kickoff. If you're inside the 25, the kick return team has won. And I guess we had a draw there at the 25. They'll hand it off hard inside. Not a lot there. Get a yard. Second down.
And the other thing we talked about last night at our high school game, the kickoff, when you get the ball running north and south, getting what you can straight up the field, and then getting to the outside.
See what you can get, yeah.
And the player last night was going to the outside. He was running 20, 25 yards from side to side before he even started up the field.
Yeah, he might go 3 yards up the field and take what you can get, make a good hard cut somewhere. And there's a good run inside for St. Andrews across the 25 to the 26. Somebody blew open a hole there. That block was that Marvin Farmer with the big block. Just put a pancake. Carpenter. Reinhardt's going to take a timeout after they got pancaked on that one.
Yeah, so we've got timeout here in the second quarter. 9:16 left. We'll see if we can get you updated on some Cannon Pharmacy scores from across the country. Of course, if you happen to be in the Charlotte metro area, cannonpharmacies.com, home of free delivery. Syracuse still trails Florida State, end of 1, 7-0. Ohio State 6-0 over Purdue. Alabama scored. They're 7-6 on Alabama and Arkansas. Michigan State 7, Rutgers 3. James Madison 14, Georgia Southern 0. Not a lot of games in action at this time. Of course, the big one locally in the state, you got NC State and Duke over in Durham, and Carolina and Miami and Chapel Hill tonight. Battle what should have been unbeatens. Yeah, I'm not sure what Miami was thinking. Here comes a big push. It's going to be a first down. Well, good effort there for St. Andrews, just pushing the pile after it was stacked up, and that'll move the chains. Yeah, 36-yard line.
Really, really good run on that play for St. Andrews. I did check the ball carrier. Was that who had that one for us?
I did not.
30. Was that 32? It was 32. That was Chris Garrett. I don't think that's right. They'll stack it up this time for little or no gain, and we got a little bit of discussion going on in the secondary, and the umpire says, just go back to your huddle.
Jalen Scruggs with that carry for St. Andrews. If the numbers are right.
Cross the 36-yard to the 36-yard line.
So that was Daniels. That's 28, not 20.
Okay, Daniels. Yeah, Daniels.
Daniels and not 22.
Kevon Daniels. Kendrick Hawkins with the tackle for Reinhardt. Split backs. Holly goes under center, gives it to the second man by. Gets a yard, and then we're just playing. I'm just about turned into a rugby game out there in the scrum in the middle of the field. It worked pretty good for the Knights 2 plays ago. The last 2 plays, 1 yard and 1 yard out of 2 scrums.
The referee stopped the clock for something.
7:38. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure why now it's running.
Now we've got the clock.
It wasn't close to a first down for a measurement or anything. Could have been a player equipment. Time to send him off or something.
Midway through the second quarter, 21-0 Reinhardt. Shotgun for Holly and split backs. Got protection now. It breaks down. He's looking for a lane to run, and he'll be taken down short of the first down, out to the 38.
Making a tackle is Herb Auchtelson, Gainesville, Georgia.
So Cummings to punt again. I think Stevens may be the punt returner back inside the 35. Oh, it gets over his head. Cummings going to chase after it. Kicks it out of the end zone, and that's going to be a safety.
Yeah, it's going to be a penalty for kicking the ball, too, on purpose.
Punt returner back inside the 35. Oh, it gets over his head. Cummings going to chase after it. Kicks it out of the end zone, and that's going to be a safety.
Yeah, it's going to be a penalty for kicking the
ball. After a touchdown earlier this season, we were talking off mic, and Coach says, yeah, we've got to learn that you're better off to kick that out of the end zone than to try to recover it. If you don't recover it, you know, somebody scoops and scores, or you're laying in the end zone.
It's similar to the pass interference. You know, if you've got a man who's got you beat and you know he's going to catch that ball and get to the end zone, grab him, make him fall, push him, whatever you have to do, get the penalty. That's going to prevent him from catching the ball. And instead of a touchdown, you're going to have, you know, the yardage. But, again, it beats giving up the touchdown.
They may have accepted the penalty and force a re-kick. I don't know if you take 2 points off the board. The penalty's at the 10.
Well, they could, and they could get the ball and say, we want to
get a better field position. Although you're going to get good field position off the free kick from the 20. I would take the points. Let's see what the official has to say. Okay, they do decline it, so it goes to 23-0. I think that's if you're the coaching staff for Reinhardt, that's the right call.
Yeah, it's definitely. I'm not a big fan of taking points off the board. If I'm going to take points off the board, it's going to be a safety or a field goal. It's never going to be a touchdown.
No, you'd never take a touchdown.
Thinking
the only exception might be if you're trying to run the clock out.
Run the clock. I was going to say I did see a team do that one time where they actually just thought they could run the clock out because they only went up 27-20. Mm-hmm. So when they gave the ball back to the other team, if they would have scored and gone for 2, they would have lost. So they got the ball to run out the clock.
We got some discussion going on among the fans. I don't know if that's up top or where we're hearing it from.
Yeah.
but don't yell it.
Yeah, and they're gonna pre-kick it from the 20.
And this is, you can either kick this from the ground or a punt. Isn't that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Cummings kicks both ways, so looks like he's going to choose to punt it. You could onside this too. It's again a free kick after 10 yards. I don't think they're going to do that. It looks like there's 6 guys up there. It's a little bit of a tail dragger. Nice kick. Goes all the way back to the 32-yard line, and now whistle. Did he fair catch it?
Well,
if
he called for a fair catch and took off running with it, should be a delay of game.
It's a nice punt for. I saw a call in the NFL the other day, and the NFL guys said that they have taken the delay of game after running from a punt out of the picture.
Yeah,
so I don't know if that's correct or not.
1st and 10 from the 34. The Reinhardt Eagles already up 23-0 over St. Andrews.
So 1st and 10 at the 35. Handoff inside and big running room. Into the secondary, down the sideline. There he goes.
Chased.
He's going to be into the end zone for a touchdown. 65 yards. And just like that, it is 29.
Again, Mark, you talked about it, the pregame, the big play. And
got to stay away from the big plays.
Of course, the safety wasn't so much of a play on the defense, more than it was just a bad snap on the offense. And then they turn around and take this. We talked about good field position even after the safety. So they're going to get 8 or 9 quick points here, and we get a
stoppage
penalty.
of play.
It's going to be legal participation. No, it's going to be procedure against Reinhardt.
So they'll back them up 5 to kick the extra point. Misty, rainy day here in Laurinburg. Field's starting to show some wear, too. We see some chewed up areas in the middle of the field. Extra point attempt coming here to make it 29 if they can get it through. St. Andrews had a man back there, not quite able to get it, though. 29-0. We've got 6:19 to play in the first half.
Let's go to the Kennan Pharmacy scoreboard, Mark. Georgia 14, Vanderbilt 7. Indiana up by a touchdown over Michigan 7-0.
That ESPN upset alert.
Yeah. And if it wasn't one team, now it's somebody else. Ohio State 13, Purdue 0, Florida State 10, Syracuse 0, Alabama 7-6 over Arkansas. Michigan State, Rutgers 7-6, the Spartans. And Iowa State trails Cincinnati 7-3. James Madison 14-0 over Georgia Southern. Look at your Cannon Pharmacy scoreboard up around the Charlotte area, like Mark said. Cannon Pharmacy, great job, great delivery. Cannon Pharmacy.
Set to kick off. Looks like is Alex Hardy.
I'm beginning to look at the numbers, but those numbers are hard to read on the helmets as well.
St. Andrews takes it at about the 15. Got a good return before there was heavy contact. And out across the 25 to close to the 30-yard line. Our coach, Soupy Campbell, indicator says that's a good return. Get a win for the receiving team. Coach Campbell, a high school coach for many years, was also a coach at Lee's McRae up in the mountains for a time.
Got a great, I've always enjoyed when we work together talking with him because he's just got a football mind that can just tell you things about football that the average person who even loves football wouldn't know.
Hand the ball off with the sweep. And a big collision at about the 35-yard line.
And Daniels with that carry.
So Daniels just lowering his shoulder when he got to the corner.
Orlando Gandy Jr.
That's nearly a 6-yard pickup. 2nd and 5 on the scoreboard. St. Andrews will flop the tide. Actually, they'll send trips to the far side of the field. Got one receiver short side. Going to give it to Daniels. Daniels running hard the other way.
Close to the first down.
I think he's just shy. Head linesman moving in.
Yep, they're going to get the first down.
He moves in with that foot on the 40, and that is a first down. So Kevon Daniels with 2 hard runs and a first down for St. Andrews. 5:15, clock ticking, second quarter. They go trips right. Ball just about in the middle of the field. Now
Penalty
flags fly.
St. Andrews says it's against the Eagles. The Eagles say it's against St. Andrews.
Xavion Carmichael is leading the cheers for St. Andrews. He's pointing and jumping up and down.
And Reinhardt's clapping, so it is going to go against St. Andrews. They probably heard the conversation amongst the officials.
So stop the clock with 5:03. And you start this set of downs behind the chains. That's never a good thing.
Exactly.
Clock starts, and they're ready to go. Here comes Daniels. Daniels looking for some place to go, and there's just no place to go. In the previous couple of runs, he'd been able to find a way to turn up the field and then, get the resistance. That time the resistance was in the backfield and brings up a second down and even longer. It's second down and 17.
Yeah, they're close back to the original line of scrimmage.
Despite the weather, we've got a good crowd here today. Barry, it's a family weekend for the university, and a lot of folks are here. They got trips into the short side of the field. That's the right side. Got one man way out right. And Holly to throw. Going to drop it off short and couldn't hang on to it. It's Daniels.
Incomplete.
Looked like he had some running room, but just couldn't. I don't know if the ball was just a little behind him or maybe his hand's a little wet. And
yeah, it had the tight end over the middle, I think, was open, but he went to the flat instead.
Apologies there, folks. We left a point off of our running scoreboard. 30-0 rather than 29. Third down and 17. Again, trip short side right. Out to the wide side, got one receiver. Holly will make a quick throw to the sideline, and a rushing defensive end put a hand on it and knocked it down.
I think that got tipped.
Yeah, it did. It did. I believe that's number 95 getting a hand on it. That is Nick Hackett from Mundy's Mill High School in Jonesboro, Georgia. So 4:04 left. Punting, Chance Cummings again, standing it back, gets a good snap, a good end-over-end kick. It takes a great St. Andrews roll. Goes inside the 30, and it'll stop dead at the 27. And St. Andrews try to push the man into the ball. That's a smart play, but he was having none of it.
Nah.
Did you see that? He had some quick feet to get out of the way of that block.
Yeah, your coach
say,
say,
wait a minute, what's happening
Get out
here?
of there, get out of there, get out of there, get away from it. Don't take a chance of that ball taking a bounce off this field. And
different teams have different things when there's a running ball like that. Some people yell poison, poison. Other people yell Peter, Peter. It's just a number of different signals. But the idea is get out of the way. Don't let them force you to touch the ball or accidentally touch it. They're going to sweep, and good defense that time for St. Andrews, stringing that play out. 3 men get up off the bottom of the pile.
And I can't read the number of any of them.
Yeah, a little far side of the field that time.
I'm going to say 58 may have been one of them, which is Tyree Cummings, outside linebacker, Powder Springs, Georgia.
Brings up 2nd down and 9 with a 1-yard gain. Jackson going all the way at quarterback. Going to take it. Now pitches it.
That was a backward pass.
Yeah, it was. Going to be enough for the first down as he laterals the ball out to number 24 with the Jordan Gant from Swanee, Georgia, Peachtree Ridge High School. In Swanee, where the Falcons used to have the
train right behind the McDonald's. You could sit up on the parking lot there at McDonald's and watch the downfield action there.
Now they're in Flowery Branch. Where's Flowery Branch, you know?
Just outside of Atlanta.
Atlanta? Is it up in Gwinnett County? Back to throw is Jackson. Got plenty of time. Drops it off short, but just out of the reach. And he had to get rid of it right there at the last second because Irvin Gardner was starting to put some pressure on him. Irvin's muddy. I think his uniform's pretty much soaked in the getting down in the middle of that line for the Knights defense. Got some action on the sideline for looks like Dylan O'Banks warming up. May take some snaps here in a few minutes.
2nd and 10, 2:32 on the clock.
O'Banks more of a throwing quarterback than Holly. 2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass. Jackson, a little high snap, going to hand the ball off, though. Got it. Stiff arm, but they broke that. One of the officials taken down hard into the mud. Let's see if they're okay. The good thing may be that he didn't have a lot of footing in it, and he's bounced right back up. That's one of those plays that you worry if you've got good footing and you're stuck when somebody's leg whips across you.
Yeah, and I'll tell you from an officiating standpoint, you'll watch officials wait till the runner gets by them. They will trail the runner. The last thing an official wants to do is to get in front of the runner and then be tackled into them. So you'll see them wait a lot of times. But I think this is going to go against the offense. Yeah, I think he grabbed the defender's face mask.
Wow. Yeah, you can do a stiff arm, but you cannot grasp.
Correct.
You know, you could put that with the open hand, but if those fingers curl, that turns into a different play. It's a big break for St. Andrews after a good defensive play.
Yeah, so that'll back it up to, let's see where they're going to, I don't see the ball on the field yet. Maybe the 27-yard line, so back to their original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 2nd and forever.
27. 2nd and 27. So we got 2:24 left here in the first half. 30-0 Reinhardt. Jackson with, I believe that's Morris in the backfield with him. They'll wind the clock and we get ready to go. Don't forget, BenMinute.com halftime report will be coming up just in a few moments. Bringing Milligan on the blitz, but they pick him up. Fire down the middle. Picked off. Here it comes. St. Andrews back in the middle of the field. And it's going to be an interception for St. Andrews.
Yeah, it's going to be number 47.
Bringing Milligan on the blitz, but they pick him up. Fire down the middle. Picked off. Here it comes. St. Andrews back in the middle of the field. And it's going to be an interception for St. Andrews. Possession, so it'll still be St. Andrews' ball. 41-yard line is where the flags are.
About an 8-yard return. They're going to get an extra 15.
Javarius Miller, I believe, may have been the man who made the interception. Number 19. Let's see if. So that's going to give St. Andrews great field position. See if they can punch it in right here before the half. Would do a great job of getting some momentum. Dylan O'Banks has come in at quarterback. He's back there with Ant Carpenter. Trips right. That's the wide side. Got another receiver split wide to the left. I believe it looks like Snow on that side. Banks going to fire it out to the outside. He's got a man there with a wide receiver screen, pushing his way forward to just shy of the 20-yard line is Ellison Sandiford. So Sandiford with a reception. Second down and 6.
Yeah, St. Andrews still have one timeout left. They had to use 2 earlier, and they're going to use stoppage.
1:45.
Is it Reinhardt or is it? No, it's official timeout. Is it, injured
there's
player
an
on the
injured
far
player
side.
for Reinhardt. It's down on the field. So cheerleaders today for St. Andrews are in pink. Of course, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I'm sure that is may be a factor in their wardrobe decision today.
Cannon Pharmacy scoreboard update. Georgia steals 14-7 over Vanderbilt. Indiana, Michigan tied at 7. Florida State now up by 14 over Syracuse, 17-3. Alabama 14, Arkansas 6. Michigan State 7, Rutgers 6, and Iowa State 10-7 over Cincinnati. And Navy, Charlotte, 1 o'clock, so not a lot of games kicked off yet.
Yeah, they kick it at 2 at Jerry Richardson Stadium.
So we'll update you more on that as the day goes on the Cannon Pharmacy scoreboard.
You know, flop the 3 receivers left, bring 1 receiver short side right. And Banks to throw down the sideline. Got a man. Boy, a lot of contact. The side judge gets hit, and it all goes for incomplete.
The side judge he's been in on more tackles than
well, I think it was the.
Oh, it was a different one. Yeah,
it was linesman that got cut down, and the side judge there. Big third down coming. 3rd down and 5 for St. Andrews. Ball at the 21-yard line. 1:25 left, first half. Best scoring opportunity of the day so far. Dylan O'Banks at quarterback with Ant Carpenter his left. Takes the snap, pulls it out of Carpenter's belly, and gets crunched. I don't think Carpenter had anywhere to go, and O'Banks didn't either. So that's going to bring up 4th down.
Coming up on about a minute to go here in the first half.
So looks like, really you don't have much choice but to go for it here. 4th down and 8, a loss of 2 on that last play, or actually a loss of 3.
And I think what you do is you don't snap this until you get the play clock down to under 5, because if you don't get it, you don't want to give Reinhardt any chance whatsoever to run even one play with the success they've had.
4 on the play clock, and I'm sure they're going to call timeout.
Yeah, they're going to use that final timeout here. So 4th and about 6, we're saying.
I believe it looks like 8. There was a loss on that last play. So, see, they've tried to go to Snow a couple times. Snow is he's been pretty well covered, but he's big and he can get up and get the ball. The problem has been the sideline. He's been right on the sideline when they've tried to throw it to him, and
that makes you got to throw it on target. You don't have a lot of room for a mistake when that happens. You got to fit that thing in there. Really good.
We saw a high school game last night. Perry and I did that. Kid made a great catch in the corner of the end zone. Got both feet down, but he had no room whatsoever, and this quarterback put it on the money.
Yeah, when I saw that ball going to him in the end zone, I looked down at his feet just to see, because as an official, that is one of the hardest calls, because it's such a bang,
it's just a bang
play,
bang,
and you have no idea. You can't. You got to make a split decision. It's got to be fast.
36 seconds left in the half. It's 30-0 Reinhardt, but St. Andrews deep in Eagles territory. 4th down and 8. Dylan O'Banks takes the snap, got good protection, fires in the middle of the field. It's going to be intercepted inside the 5. Coming back the other way is the linebacker. He'll be taken down at the 13 or 14 and with 23 seconds left in the half. The interception.
He had a man. He just overthrew him. He kind of had to fit it over the linebacker.
Oh, there is a flag. Okay, I didn't see there's a flag at the 11
on the far side over here.
Now the question is:
it a hold?
Is it a hold prior to the pass on the defense, or is it a block, an illegal block in the return?
Yeah, after the interception.
Obviously, it's post-possession, so I was hoping maybe they're holding one of the receivers and we're going to get a first down out of it here, but as it turns out, it's going to be post-possession. It'll take them half the distance to the goal, about between the 6 and the 5 yard line, I believe.
Yeah, I think they probably take a knee here. I think they probably may call timeout and call Mario Cristobal.
Is Sandoval over on the sideline?
I was going to say
Cristobal.
Cristobal. Yeah, he should have put his hands on Cristobal and got a warning.
They're going to run a play. Tackled right at the line of scrimmage. 17, 16, clock ticking away. You never know when you might spring one.
That's true.
The risk here is with a 30-point lead is so much less, but they're going to let the clock run out. So that will be the end of the first half, 30-0. An opening kickoff for Reinhardt set the stage. They had a 21-yard drive to take a 7-0 lead. St. Andrews answered with a long drive only to be turned away. They pinned Reinhardt back deep, and then Reinhardt went down the field for a long touchdown pass after driving about to midfield. Just a
that second possession, 7 plays, 95 yards.
Yeah, that and it was a tremendous play fake. The quarterback Taylor Jackson is played pretty solid. I've had trouble a couple times telling whether or not he had the ball or not. Well, it is halftime here at St. Andrews, 30-0. Reinhardt with the lead. Appreciate folks joining us here on St. Andrews Athletics broadcast. I'm Mark Plemons along with Perry Gabriel from 485 Sports, Radio Free Cabarrus. We're based out of Concord, North Carolina, do a lot of broadcasting up in that neck of the woods.
Yeah, we had a football game last night, high school game that ended with an injury that we really don't have an update on a player. But anytime you have an injury in any sport, any game, it's just not good. But
yeah,
we don't know the extent of it.
It's a bit of a scary situation there as a player went down and they ended the game. It was, of course, 65-0 at that point, and late in the third quarter.
We were in a running clock situation. A team that's going to play for a conference championship next week, and another team going in the opposite direction is going to play an opponent next week that it's going to be their best. They've won one game, but it's going to be their best chance to win another one.
So there wasn't much to be gained in that game. Here you've got the St. Andrews team that's trying to build. Got a lot of young players. You've got freshmen, sophomores dotted all throughout the lineup. You're playing against juniors and seniors and sophomores and red shirts and
we've talked about that too. The continuity. Coach Curtin's been here a couple of years now. But the schedule that they play is absolutely.
When you play teams like Bethel, that's just brutal.
You and I were thinking the same word, brutal. It's and I picture it to growing up as a kid when you had to play with the kids in your neighborhood, whether they were the same age or the same size. You went up against them because there were only 8 boys in the neighborhood, and it didn't matter if one was 200 pounds heavier than you.
You
or
had to have
8 pounds lighter or
This isn't
10
Pop
years
Warner.
older, you had to play them.
This isn't Pop Warner. They don't weigh you before you play.
Right. You show up at the local elementary school on Sunday afternoon after church, and you try to, okay, well, yeah, those are 2 high schoolers, put them on opposite teams, 2 middle schoolers put on opposite teams, and put the elementary kids on 2 teams, and boom, and you play. And so, yeah, but their schedule is brutal. They've got nationally ranked teams that just, size-wise makes a difference as well. But we can say the fight in St. Andrews, the encouragement that Coach Curtin gives them, they don't give up. They play all 4 quarters.
Well, we got a second half, and we'll kind of go over a couple of our storylines for this game. We talked about the wet weather, the field. The field is holding up pretty good. I think we've seen a couple of slips and slides here and there. Official got cut down on the sideline, and that's it may be better the way he got hit, that the field was wet, that he didn't have good footing.
Right, and I think part of the reason we don't have the field in worse shape than we anticipated is because of the long drives and the big plays. We haven't had that
all grinding in
one spot up and down by either team. It's been big plays, so that we've only ran between the 2. We've only run 52 plays in that first half, 22 by Reinhardt, 30 by St. Andrews. But of Reinhardt's plays, they had 5, a 7, a 3, a 1, 4, and a 1 drive. So not a lot of grinding up and down the field. So that's kept this field in, I don't say great shape, but in decent shape considering the amount of rain that we've gotten here today.
Let's look at a quick scoring summary. We'll start off with that first touchdown. 5 plays, 21 yards. Jadavian Colbert, 6-yard run. Alex Hardy got the kick, 7-0 Reinhardt. Reinhardt, then after the long drive by St. Andrews, ended in a punt. Colin Fletcher, a 45-yard pass from Taylor Jackson. Alex Hardy with the kick. That was 7 plays, 94 yards, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. That was with 1:19 left in the first quarter, 14-0. As we move into the second quarter, Lewis Morris broke off a long 42-yard run. Alex Hardy with another kick. That was 2 plays, 45 yards and 49 seconds, so 2 plays there, 21-0. St. Andrews forced to punt. A bad snap. Chance Cummings, the punter, did the wise decision, kicked the ball out the back of the end zone from about the 10-yard line. 2-point safety recorded for Reinhardt with 6:36 left in the second quarter. That made it 23-0. Reinhardt has since added a 65-yard run by Tyrus McKee. McKee with a 65-yarder. Alex Hardy with the kick. And that was the last scoring. That was at the 6:20 mark of the second quarter. That came with a great field position after the punt after the safety. So 30-0 here at halftime.
So, yeah, Mark Clemens, Perry, Gabriel here. Again, James Mellick not with us this week. For those that listen weekly to our broadcast here for the home games, James up in Indianapolis taking care of some family issues with the death in the family. So our thoughts are with him and his travels. We'll be back here next week as well, as St. Andrews will.
We got a different kickoff next week. We're going to have a 1 o'clock kickoff. Kentucky Christian will be coming to town. The Knights versus the Knights, I believe. Isn't that right?
I think it is, yes.
And that'll be a 1 o'clock kickoff here at St. Andrews next Saturday. We'll be on the air. We'll start the stream about 12:30. James and Perry will be coming on the air probably somewhere in the 12:45 range.
10 to 15 minutes before kickoff.
So as we look at that schedule coming up
and
later on, got the
Cumberland. That's a 12:30 start, so even a different time there.
So Cumberland coming over from Tennessee. That's on the 28th here at St. Andrews. And then the final home game will be on November the 4th, Pikeville. Pikeville, a noon kickoff. And then, of course, Then there'll be a final road game at Point. That'll be the last game of the season for St. Andrews as we look ahead at the schedule. Looking at the Reinhardt schedule, Reinhardt coming in at 3-2, 1-0 in conference play. They're gonna have a trip to Point next week, a 1 o'clock kickoff. Then on October the 28th, it'll be Union coming to town. That'll be homecoming, October 28th for Reinhardt. Kentucky Christian is a road game on November the 4th. That's right off of I-64, I believe. Yeah, it's between Morehead State and Marshall. If you're driving down 64, it's almost, I guess it's almost halfway between those two schools, just right there off of 64. Bluefield will be the final game of the season on November the 11th. That is a home game and a Veterans Day celebration for Reinhardt coming up. Again, looking at both team schedules. But here it's a situation where, you got to find a way to come out and build off of the first half if you're the Knights. You want to find some guys that can do some things. We saw Dylan O'Banks come in a quarterback late. He's probably more of the passing quarterback than Darius Holly. Holly not been able to get really loose in the running game. He had one good run up the middle of the field, but mostly been gives, have not been a lot of option plays.
No, and they've been in a lot of second and long, and they don't get a lot of third and short. And even second and short, it opens up the playbook some, but they have not been able to do that. And that one that keeps your playbook kind of options are limited. And when you're second and long against a defense like Reinhardt, it's tough.
Well, we got opportunity here at halftime. It's we got extended halftime because you've got basically some a long way to go down to the locker rooms and the dressing room. We do have Reinhardt's back out on the field, but let's look at some defensive statistics first. We'll start first with Reinhardt. 6 total hits for Orlando Gandy. 2 of those have been tackles for loss. 5 hits for Kendrick Hawkins. They're leading the way there. They've got 12 tackles listed as team, and those are some of those big scrums where you got 4 or 5 guys just stacking up at the line of scrimmage. But tackles for loss, Colby Sloan, Keon McGee, Nathaniel Sanford. That's looking at the defense for Reinhardt. Let's look at the defense here for St. Andrews. 5 team hits. Milligan has got 2 hits for Javarius Miller, Lavarius Heath Lewis, Demario. Henderson's been in on a bunch of plays, but he's not getting a lot of credit on the tackles. 2 for Nick, 1 for Demario. We must be getting the wrong
tacklers. And that may be the number issue that we're running into, because it is.
And Irvin Gardner with 3 total hits for St. Andrews. So there's your tackles there. One of the things that's been an issue in the first half have been sacks. We've got 3 sacks for Reinhardt. Gandy got 2, and McKee has got 1. The 1 interception, St. Andrews picked 1 off. That was Javarius Miller, and Irvin Gardner picked up a fumble for St. Andrews.
Yeah, and we saw 1 pass that was tipped. So maybe not, sacks sometimes don't show up because the quarterback gets rid of the ball, throws it away, but he had a ball that was tipped down here that fell incomplete. So a lot of pressure on the quarterback when you don't have time to throw. You rush it, and sometimes it creates the interception that we saw. But Reinhardt on the other side, their quarterback, we saw a couple times just had plenty of time to throw it. And when you can give a quarterback, what seemed like 4, 5, 6 seconds to find an open receiver, it becomes an issue on defense.
We look at the punting game now. We did have that one bad snap that resulted in the penalty, but Chance Cummings, 4 punts, 37.5-yard average along a 42, kicked one down at the 6-yard line. That was the one inside the 20. So there's some of the stats share with you here at half. Perry, do you have any other you wanted to run out, or do you want to run down the offensive
we
stats?
can go with those there.
Okay.
I just had the
Perry,
plays there.
Perry keeps score too, so we're not used to having stats in front of us sometimes.
The number of plays, everybody said, wow, they ran 8 more plays than Reinhardt. They're down 30-some points.
Field position, one of the issues.
It's field position, and then it's the big play, which was a key to the game when we discussed it. When they run one play and it runs, 60, 65-yard touchdown play, that, you don't need a lot of plays. If you score on the first and second play, they don't have a drive they only have one drive that went more than 5 plays.
Yeah.
And so
got to stay away from those big plays.
Take advantage of your drives. Take advantage of your I've kept stats all the way through college and high school and everything, and I'm not a big believer that stats tells
they don't tell the whole story.
The whole story, and because you can make stats come out here and you say, well, that team had 17 penalties. They won the ball game. Right. That can happen. It's not just whoever gets the most, no different than tall people that play basketball. You come in, you see tall players, well, that team's going to win because they got more tall players than my team, and that's not always the case. The stats are always sometimes misleading, but they can tell a lot of the story, but they can be very misleading. And today, a little bit misleading because of the number of plays and the short plays and how Reinhardt's been able to score.
We talked about St. Andrews needing turnovers today. They've got 2. They recovered a fumble. That was a 4th down play. They recovered a fumble that Garner got in the middle of the line there, and then the interception late in the half that almost turned into a scoring opportunity. St. Andrews not able to convert once they got down inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah. And speaking of turnovers, we used to see turnovers all the time when I was keeping stats coming up through high school and in college and stuff. But now you see the key points off turnovers.
Yeah.
Which is something that we didn't keep years and years ago. It was just turnover, and you added them up. But now it's, if I turn the ball over and you don't score off of it, that pretty much wipes that turnover off the board. Okay. Yes, I fumbled it, but you threw an interception or you turned it back over on downs or you punted or whatever the case may be.
Having a good defense or turning the ball over in a spot that doesn't hurt you.
Right. So that's where the stats can get in there to be misleading. But St. Andrews is going to have their work cut out for them. We know that, and it's the field conditions. It almost looks like it's beginning to mist.
It's gotten a little darker. I don't know. The umbrellas are still all up for most people. We're expecting when I checked the weather this morning, it looked like the rain was going to be gone by about 1 o'clock. And of course, we got here, and it was when we walked into town, there was not raining at all.
We were standing in line at the convenience store, and it started pouring down.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, we're not going to set up in this. But we had a real, we're, like I said, coming out of Charlotte, Concord area, we hit a rainstorm just this side of Rockingham. And we thought, oh, no.
Yeah, they said this is going to be a tough afternoon.
I wore my old tennis shoes and everything.
Yeah. Got those Brooks Ghost 6. What's Ghost up now to? About 12 or 13?
Ghost is probably up to maybe 16 or 17 right now.
Brooks running shoes is what Barry's talking about.
Don't how stats are misleading just because these are running shoes. Don't take that for granted.
I thought you were such a well, I have trail shoes on, and that doesn't mean I'm out on a trail either.
Stats misleading my shoes. Oh, he got the running shoes on, man. He must run to stay in shape. No, I got body by Krispy Kreme. Oh,
yeah, they've got those. Aren't they opening some more of those workout centers?
Yeah.
I like to go to the one over there at on Concord Mills Boulevard with that big hot donuts now sign.
Yeah, I took donuts.
And can you believe they serve ice cream in there too?
Yeah, can I get some ice cream and some sprinkles? Hey, can I get some extra chocolate on that donut? But yeah, and speaking of running, if you are listening and a runner and you like different 5Ks, if you support runners, the 5Ks in your area, there's a race up in the Concord area, November the 18th. It's the Santa Scramble 5K.
And that's a really neat race.
If you've never run a race with a lot of people on the sideline, like you always want to do the Boston or New York Marathon where people are cheering you on, that race in Concord is one that you need to run. It starts before the parade, so the runners line
the
up.
Christmas parade, on November
right
the 18th.
Before the Christmas parade, which seems early, but it's always the Saturday before Thanksgiving in Concord. And you run the parade route. The road is closed. The people that are on the side of the road, they are there cheering you on. And are they leaving the field? Was there thunder?
I don't know what's happening. Do we have a lightning delay, or what do we?
No,
they're just going on the go.
Yeah, we're just making sure. But it's a race that 600, 800 people, and you run that race, the parade route. Nice T-shirts, long-sleeve T-shirts, and a lot of food at the end, and great awards.
And then you can watch the parade.
And then you get to watch the parade. So if you've got kids, you go right back up from the finish line to the parade route and watch it. But it's in downtown Concord. It's a Santa Scramble 5K. And you can register at runsignup.com and then just Google Santa Scramble. It'll take you to the Run Sign Up webpage there for the race, and it's going on about year 22, I think it is. Started with 67 runners and up to about 800 now. And so if you're a runner or know some friends or are part of a running club and looking for a event to go do, that's a great one to do.
And it's a really fast run because it's mostly downhill. Level or downhill?
Level or downhill is right. There is not an uphill climb on that course. It is one of the fastest. The record is 14:14 by a student at local high school, Sam Robinson. And we don't know if that's how accurate. That's back before the timing and everything. And everything
I was going to say that would be a state record, wouldn't
it? That would be close to a state record. I want to say 14:14 is the he actually came back and ran the race a couple of years ago. He lives out in California now, but came back and actually ran the race. And the course has had to change a couple of times over the last couple of years.
There's a lot of construction going on and
construction and stuff. So it's been altered, and it's again altered this year because of construction in downtown Concord. But Santa Scramble 5K in Concord here November the 18th.
Yeah, I've been usually at a football game on the 18th, and I have not. I don't know. I can tell you last time I went to the Christmas parade in Concord, but or a basketball game. Basketball season's getting ready to crank up as well. And of course, if you go to that runner sign up, no matter where you live across the country, there's likely a race in your area. Just kind of search, and I would encourage you, if you're not a runner, go out and walk a course or do one of the fun runs. It's usually a lot of fun. Get up early in the morning and see all those people who are bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
And do it for yourself. Most time it supports a great organization, that's raising money or raising funds for an athletic team. But, do it for yourself and your body and your health to stay in shape. And
you know, a lot of the high schools do this. I know the one this morning in Kannapolis was benefiting Kannapolis City Schools, and they had all the A.L. Brown Kannapolis Wonders out there in the rain.
I heard someone showed up in the black and gold of the rival football team wearing a black and gold shirt.
My daughter said, I'm not going to. Of course, Concord and Kannapolis are big rivals, and it's green for Kannapolis, and Concord's colors are black and gold. My daughter wore a 485 shirt, which is a black shirt with gold lettering on it, and she wore that in the race this morning. I'm sure she got some grief from some A.L. Brown fan.
Yeah. So we're about 3.5 minutes away.
About 3.5 minutes. Both teams back out on the field now, getting loose. We'll see what kind of adjustments are made. I think St. Andrews should get the football to start the second half, so opportunity to get that ball and see if they can punch it down, get this game a little closer, and try to make it competitive. Again, the big plays, we saw the one play fake and a touchdown pass from Taylor Jackson. That looks like that's the only pass they're giving him credit with completing, but it turned out to be a big one. And, of course, St. Andrews showing a lot of negative yards because of sacks. There have been 3 sacks for a loss of 49 yards against St. Andrews. So that's a big difference in the offensive numbers. Total yards looks like 250 yards in the first half for Reinhardt. Just 24 yards on 34 plays for St. Andrews. And again, I don't know if that's exactly right, though, or not, because there was one drive that St. Andrews brought the ball all the way back to about the 30-yard line, but some of that was lost in those sack yardage. Just about 2 minutes until the second half kickoff. The officials are back out on the field. Both teams are back out on the field, and we'll have more on there. BenMinot.com halftime report. Of course, some of the sponsors for today's broadcast for 485 Sports. We have the Carolina Renaissance Festival going on weekends through November. Go to renfestinfo.com for details. Also, the Southern Christmas Show in Charlotte. The dates for the Southern Christmas Show this year are November the 19th through the 19th. That's at the Park Expo Center over near the Bojangles Coliseum on 74 in Charlotte. Also, Cannon Pharmacies, cannonpharmacies.com, your hometown pharmacy in the Charlotte metro area. Also, Pizza Hut and Carolina Pizza Hut. It's always a great time to order pizza, some wings at pizzahut.com. The Independent Tribune, if you're in Cabarrus County, Concord, Kannapolis, the newspaper is one of our sponsors, and that's independenttribune.com, part of the Lee Enterprises. Lee Enterprises newspapers across much of North Carolina, Greensboro, Winston, Statesville, Hickory, Marion, Morganton, also in Mooresville, and in Florence, South Carolina. Those are some of the newspapers part of the Lee Enterprises newspapers. About 80 newspapers across America bringing you the news and focusing on the digital delivery of the newspaper. Well, we're just about ready to go here for the second half. St. Andrews should get the second half kickoff. We'll see what they can do with the football first. Really not a lot of rushing for St. Andrews in the first half. Ant Carpenter, 24 yards on 8 carries. Kevon Daniels, 23 yards on 6 carries. Brandon Bass Knight with 8 yards on 3 carries. George Tarp, 2 for 7. Holloway was sacked 4 times. Chance Cummings. And we're looking now that Cummings' punt is registered as a sack, so that's minus 36 yards on that one play. So a little bit of that explains a little bit of what happened there on the yardage in the first half for St. Andrews. Third quarter coming. Just about ready to go.
Quick update on Cannon Pharmacy scoreboard. Georgia 17, Vanderbilt 7, Michigan 14, Indiana 7, Ohio State 20, Purdue 0, Florida State 17-3. Top 4 staying intact. So here's the kickoff. Far side, it's going to
twist into the end. Oh, out of bounds. Okay. Just shy of the pylon, goes out of bounds, and that'll come out to the 35-yard line. So St. Andrews is going to get good field position to start the second half. So that penalty will give St. Andrews the ball at the 35. That's part of the area of the field that's chewed up the most.
Yeah, and when you get the first possession, you can indicate which hash mark you want to start from. A lot of times you'll see quarterbacks pointing, if you're watching NFL or college games, you'll see them pointing at the referee, like far side, or near side. So they have put it on the far hash mark, but this side actually
looks like you put it right in the middle of the mud.
Actually, their center just put his hand down, making the mud kind of flat.
O'Banks at quarterback. They give it up to Tarp and immediately stacked up and not thrown down, but forward progress stopped for a loss of a yard. Second down and 11 as we're just underway here in the third quarter.
It is misting outside. It's getting a little heavier, but not a downpour.
Something to be said for that, particularly our friends up top.
Yes.
Second down at 11. O'Banks at quarterback, and Carpenter at his left side, Tharp at his right. Got a receiver to either side. O'Banks to throw, going to fire it to the outside. The receiver slipped, got his hands on it, then couldn't hang on to it as he tried to go to the outside to Latrell Snow, and Snow was battling the turf there.
Yeah, when he slipped, he was almost trying to catch the ball and gain his balance back at the same time, and just unable to do that.
So it's going to bring up third down and 11. He was going to be in a one-on-one situation if he could catch the ball, maybe be able to turn up the field, but just not able to hang on to that one. And for his trouble, got a two-handed shove in the back. Had a little injury or insult to injury. Shotgun, O'Banks to throw, pressure coming, fires to the sideline, caught.
Oh,
is he in bounds?
Out of bounds.
No, out of bounds. Great catch on the sideline made by Taekwon Watson. Pretty good looking throw, but just once again, that sideline is the defender.
Yeah, it's what, 3 or 4 passes that we've seen today that have been incomplete, that just ran out of real estate.
We play in the Canadian League, we'd have some completions here. A little wider field up in Canada.
You'd have had to kick the ball a little harder to get out of the end zone, too.
That's true. Well, Chance could have kicked it that far. Here's a nice floating kick, fair catch called for, and made at the 39-yard line. And coming down, just staring square into his eyes on coverage was Nick Henderson, and Henderson ready to make a tackle if he decided to run it. A 3-and-out for St. Andrews, first possession here of the second half. That's going to bring out the offense for Reinhardt. We've seen Taylor Jackson, the junior quarterback from Guyton, Georgia, and Brevard College. Or if that's the Brevard up here or the Brevard in Florida.
I don't know.
Went back to throw.
My dad graduated.
Fires down the sideline, incomplete. A little bit of hand fighting, but nothing flagged on that one. That'll go incomplete.
Yeah, no advantage.
Coverage.
No advantage to anybody. So a lot of times you'll see that until you gain an advantage by pushing or shoving the other player, they're pretty much going to let it go. Especially 2nd and 10. I didn't see that. Okay, I wasn't sure where the ball went.
Yeah, just a short gain of about a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 9. We may have missed a play there for you as we dropped our internet drop for just a moment. If you missed it, there was an incompletion deep down the sideline. A little contact, no flag on the play, and now a short run brings up 3rd down and 9 for Reinhardt.
See if St. Andrews can get off the field on this 3rd down.
13-15 left, and Jackson to throw. Fires, caught. In between 2 defenders at the 30 to the 26, and he's going to be taken down.
And on the tackle for the Knights is going to be number 23, Jordan McCall.
Colin Fletcher with the reception. Well, that's a big play down the sideline, and
we've talked those big plays all day long.
Yeah, 3rd and 9, and a big throw down the sideline.
34-yard pickup on that play.
Jackson brings a man in motion. Going to hand it to him. He's going to
keep it.
No, he kept it.
Up the middle.
And touchdown. St. Andrews players tackled the would-be ball carrier, and Jackson just runs straight up the field and fooled me. And
keep it.
No, he kept it.
Up the middle.
And touchdown. St. Andrews players tackled the would-be ball carrier, and Jackson just runs straight up the field and coming. Well, I really thought the
handoff was there.
Yeah,
I did too.
I thought it was. Extra point attempt coming straight through. And just like that, after a 45-yard pass play, unofficial, or check it. No, that's I'm looking at something different. Alex Hardy with the extra point makes it 37-0 here.
12:28 to go here, and we talk about being faked out with those passes and or with the handoffs. I read something one time where the Cleveland Browns would try to wear their brown uniforms as much as possible
because
the football being brown, tucking it in, you don't know who has it, and you pull it out, and it's against your jersey, and it would slow the defender down, and even a half a step at the pro level is sometimes enough, is all you need to break away.
Well, I got to ask you, why did Iowa State wear those flesh-colored pants the other day? Have you seen those?
I have not.
Go back and look at Iowa State. It looks like the guys are running around in their underwear because it looks like their whole leg is just showing flesh.
Wow.
It's a really odd look. I think it was Iowa State. 12:28, third quarter, as the kickoff comes from Hardy. High end over end kick down to about the 11. Returnable. Ooh, big hit. And taken down at about the 26.
16-yard return. St. Andrews will take over their second possession of the half.
Return made by Anthony Robinson. Robinson didn't get hit as hard as the blocker right in front of him. Somebody just tore into a nice blocker and just knocked them down very quickly. Charlotte and Navy. Homecoming for the 49ers coming up this afternoon at Jerry Richardson Stadium in Charlotte. Biff Poggi and Company. Bad Company is his theme.
Is that,
yeah, they play a version of Bad Company. But through Banks' legs, he's going to fall on it back at the 10-yard line, and boy, just
not able to get anything started offensively. St. Andrews today.
After that first drive, it's been a bit of a sputter. Tharp coming back into the lineup. Checking out is Alonzo Logwood. Logwood had been in as a receiver, so getting a little bit bigger inside. Part of the problem, have not been able to protect the quarterback when they have tried to pass the ball too. And we saw earlier a little wide receiver screen that could have worked, but just didn't catch the ball. Nothing doing again for St. Andrews.
Now they're back inside the 10, down inside the 8 now.
Another loss, and it's 3rd and 30.
Give a shout out to the St. Andrews cheerleaders today. They are braving the little mist, dampness in the air, dressed in their pink tops and pink pom-poms, like we mentioned earlier, the October being breast cancer awareness.
And they got pink socks.
And pink socks and black shoes. No, that's mud.
Well, we got one wearing black shoes.
Yeah.
Everybody else, it looks like white shoes that are muddy.
They run down to the Goodwill store and grabbed a pair of old ones for today, knowing it was going to be wet. Throw them away after today's game.
Banks split backs out of the shotgun. Goes straight back to throw. Going to heave it. And flag comes in, first down. And honestly, I don't think any way in the world he can catch the ball. But the defender just decided, I'm going to latch on to number 84, and he'd get flagged for it.
Yeah, some of the receivers are really good about getting themselves tangled up in the defender's arms. When you look up and you see that ball has been overthrown or underthrown or not catchable for whatever reason, then you just kind of make yourself look like you can possibly pick up a penalty flag. Not saying that was the case on that one.
When they do film session there, they're going to say, know where the ball's at. Know where the ball's at. You don't need to tackle the receiver if the ball's 15 yards downfield. But it happens.
It will be a first down. That'll bring the ball out to the 33, we'll call it.
There's a good throw. It's just out of his reach. He's wanting a flag, and he's not going to get a flag on that one because I think the ball and the contact came about the same point.
Yeah, great defense there. I don't think he got him early either. But
it looked like he turned him just as the ball was getting toward his fingertips. That had possibility there, just maybe not enough air under the ball. He just reared back and fired. Checking back in is Logwood, and also we've got in at wide receiver for St. Andrews. Looks like Taekwon Washington Hunt. Trips right. Oh, they're going to hand the ball off and had a little bit of trouble, but, man, just run it over people. Nice job, Kevon Daniels. You think twice about tackling somebody like that when you make contact with the shoulder.
Yeah, it's
Daniels just rumbling for.
And I don't know
what
get
about
Daniels
8 yards.
Yeah, Daniels is listed.
Big third down here at the 41-yard line.
He's a big running back.
He is.
Height-wise as well as power.
Now, of course, the height may be a little deceptive. Dylan O'Banks is not the tallest quarterback. He's going to give it off to Daniels, and Daniels plows forward. It's going to be about a yard short. Looks like he's to the 42. Fourth down. Got a couple of clean jerseys running out there. I'm not sure how a couple of those guys have been out there. Their jerseys are still clean.
I noticed that too. I was like,
got to go full house.
You got to make it
O'Banks under center. Pow, first down.
First down.
Boy, you hear that, get that contact right inside, just bam, and push forward. Good hard run inside.
You was talking about film room earlier. Coach at film room next week, or when they look at film tomorrow, they're going to say, number 34, what did you do yesterday? Your jersey's clean. You played every snap.
The laundry report, yeah. Brandon Bassnight with that nice solid run for the first down to the 44-yard line for St. Andrews. 9:15 left third quarter. Now whistles and flags.
That's going to go against the offense.
Yeah. Stops the clock with 9:12 to play. 37-0, Reinhardt. So that'll put them behind the change 5 yards back to the 39. They'll change up a couple of receivers and see what's coming now for the St. Andrews offense. If you're just joining us, St. Andrews in blue, Reinhardt with the white, gold, and black. Banks in the backfield. O'Banks will throw it outside. The fumble as he's fighting for yardage. Who's got it? I think St. Andrews somehow came back up with it.
45 with the recovery there for St. Andrews.
I think he was the receiver too, wasn't he? That was Todrick Walker. So Todrick Walker.
There were more
trying to make something happen, and forgot the most important part is that pigskin.
There were more Reinhardt defenders over there than there were St. Andrew offensive players. They're lucky to come up with that.
Absolutely lucky to come up with it. Second down and long. Call it 16. Going to hand it off now to Daniels. Daniels stretching forward for a yard and a half.
He'll come off. That'll stop the clock, and he'll have to go off for a play.
That's the first helmet we've seen pop off today.
Mm-hmm.
There are days when you see helmets just popping off left and right, and I don't know if they don't strap them in good or.
Well, baseball, you never used to see the helmets come off the batters, and now you see it almost every other.
Well, part of that is they want their face seen on TV. That's one of the things you said. You get taught how to get that neck flip and get that helmet off. You can't make any money if nobody sponsorship dollars.
That's true.
You got to be seen. O'Banks to throw, incomplete. A little miscommunication. He had, I think he was wanting somebody to cut in, and they went straight down the field.
Yeah, I think that was just a route error.
Yeah. Well, maybe the read. Tyquan Watson may have been the intended receiver. He looked a little disappointed when he walked back to the sideline. And that's going to bring up 4th down in the punting situation with 7:17 left, 3rd quarter. Chance Cummings gets a wobbly kick. Going to be fielded and a run back. 40, 45. Trying to get to the 50, get to the sideline. He'll be taken down inside St. Andrews territory, and a flag comes in late.
I think that's going to be horse collar.
Yeah, it may be. 30-yard punt, and the return about a little more than half that.
They're going to spot it at the 50 or the 49, so yeah, it's going to be a 18-yard return. If you're chasing someone and you're getting tackled from behind, horse collar is going to be good.
It's a strong possibility.
That's going to move the ball all the way down 34-yard line mark on the far side there. Yeah, like 34.
Watching a game the other day, somebody they grabbed him, and you could see the jersey stretch. And I'm not sure how the jersey kept from ripping, but they flipped this kid on his back and never touched the gear. Just got jersey. Running to the left side. Good hard run for Reinhardt down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. It'll be 2nd down and short. So
they're going to move the chains.
Second and
now
they're going to say that's a 1st down.
1st down. I saw the chains moving over there, but one wanted to move, one didn't.
Back to throw. Fires toward the end zone, and good tight coverage, and it's thrown out of the back of the end zone. 6:10 left here, 3rd quarter.
We'll be back here next week as well, as St. Andrews will take on
Kentucky Christian, I believe.
Christian.
1 o'clock kickoff.
1 o'clock start.
Another little sweep, and he's going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown. That is he's kind of backed his way in. Another little sweep, and he's going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown. That is a twist in backwards into the end zone, making it 43-0 in favor of Reinhardt. So Hardy back on to attempt the extra point.
And 3 plays, 34 yards.
That was a Gage Stevens 21-yard run. Now we got a whistle.
Yeah, they had to bring a man on the field at the last moment. And Reinhardt's perfect on the year on PATs. We'll see if they stay perfect on this.
Perry, you ever watch a substitution drill? Everybody stands around and you tell what team it is, and then they say so and so's down, and then then you got to say so and so's in.
Yeah,
I don't. That may be one of those situations right there.
I jinxed them. They were 21 on the year.
Ooh, did you? Yeah.
We have the sportscasters jinx. A lot of times the free throws in basketball.
Yeah.
They'll say, oh, they haven't missed one. They're perfect from the line tonight.
We call that the John Von Cannon.
Yeah.
One of our cohorts at longtime broadcaster John Von Cannon, and John's calling. He's a caller for a certain kind of dance, and I've got this brain fade where I call it hippie square dancing, but I can't think of what you call the dancing.
I remember you telling me, but I don't remember it either.
But John's really good at that. He calls those. I can't remember.
6 minutes to go. 43-0. Third quarter. Reinhardt making a statement today.
Yeah, they have not had the season they're accustomed to up to this point. And the kickoff coming. Let's see if St. Andrews can get something going here with end-over-end kick coming up short. Fielded at the 20. Now running back to the side, back to the middle, and then just got tattooed.
No, the ball.
No, where?
Well,
oh my goodness, did it come loose? 84 with the football.
Well, obviously we're inside. I didn't hear the whistle, but there for a minute I thought they were letting it be ruled as a fumble.
Well, I tell you, he got hit.
26-yard line is where they'll spot it. 1st and 10 for the Knights.
So the 26-yard line. 1st and 10. 5:49 left in the third quarter. We hadn't called the Pizza Hut Red Zone many times tonight.
No, they've run right through it.
Yeah. One of our sponsors, Carolina Pizza Huts. Going to run the option. Good hard running on the keep.
You imagine last week the high school score that was 106-83. You imagine how much pizza they would have ordered.
They would have been. Of course, they may have run right straight through the red zone too. There wasn't a lot of defense played there.
No.
Jalen Dodd playing quarterback now for St. Andrews and running that option play. Picked up 6 or 5. Well, they're saying 5 on the score. We'll call it 5. 2nd down and 5. Split backs. Dodd, redshirt freshman, looking to throw. He's got a man out there. Lofts it up just out of his reach. Trail Snow was breaking open and just could not quite run that one down. That one had a chance.
Yeah, just overthrew him. Just
trying to lay it out there and let him run to it. Got him away from the sideline. Thank goodness.
Had his man beat by a couple steps. Was in stride, just could not get to it.
3rd and 5. Split backs again. Dodd. They step up just a step closer to the line of scrimmage and now hand the ball off to Tharp. Tharp is going to be short. The line to gain was the 36 and going to bring up 4th down and maybe he got a yard on that play. 4th down and 4 at the 27. No, excuse me, at the 32. Yeah, 32.
Some of the numbers are getting.
So it's a good solid 4 to go. They're going to go for it. Dodd in the backfield with Carpenter. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Now they'll bring Carpenter to the right side. Going to throw it to the sideline. Got the 1st down. If he doesn't fall backwards, we'll see where they mark it.
Should give him his forward
he's
progress,
got it to the 37. So that's a 1st down for St. Andrews. Good looking throw.
Yeah, he had his spot to where he needed to go to get the 1st down. Like you said, he almost gave that up by going back some.
3:50 left third quarter. 43-0 Reinhardt, but St. Andrews trying to put together a couple of 1st downs here and get something going. Jalen Dodd, the 3rd quarterback used for Coach Robert Curtin's offense. He drops the ball, but it's recovered. I don't know if that was knocked loose or it slipped out of his hands just as pressure got there. Looked like he was bringing the ball back to throw, and it just fell. Well, that was a fortunate play. Fall on it, one of his offensive linemen.
Make it second and about 18.
We had a 3rd and 30 earlier, so it's not quite as bad as it was. Clock ticking. It'll go under 3 minutes left, third quarter, before this one's over. Taquan Watson caught that first down pass a moment ago. They'll give it to Tharp. Ooh.
He was running
sudden
full
impact
steam.
there.
Yeah, sudden impact. That's like a crash car test.
He picks up 4 on the play. 3rd down and 13. Ball at the 34-yard line. Switch out a couple of big backs and bring in a couple of receivers. Carpenter will be in the backfield. Got Watson to the near side right, 2 receivers other side. Play fake for Dodd. Pressure coming, and it got it just by the feet. He was starting to make a move and looked like he might have had a little crease, and somebody got him by the shoestring.
Yeah, like I said, he hasn't had a lot of time all day long to throw. But there he just ran out of time, and that's going to bring up 4th down and, like we said, a 4th and about 17, 18 yards.
Chance Cummings to kick it again. He's had 4 punts today, and he's credited also with a quarterback.
And a high snap, and then
he got it away.
He got it away. Wow.
Fair catch at the 36. Boy, I tell you what, you got to have nerves of steel if you're standing back there as a punter.
Yeah, 28-yard punt on that one. Reinhardt will take over at the 36-yard line.
Did you see the Syracuse, North Carolina game last week with the punt was blocked? The Tar Heel punter, Ben Kiernan, grabs the ball, runs upfield for the first down and gets hit, and his face mask was indented.
No, I didn't see that.
They hand the ball off the
penalty flag on the far side.
Keeps running down the field and finally wrestled out of bounds. I think that one might be coming back.
Yeah, there's a dirty mud marker on the far side. Penalty flags have taken.
What's this red flag over here, too? Do you see it on the field?
I wonder if it's one of the players. I wonder if it's a.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, it's offside defense. So it's not coming back.
I wonder if that's maybe one of the pink rags that just has become red with dirt, but it may be a red towel. Or Bill Belichick lost his red flag, one of the two.
Gotta keep track of that, Bill. 1:10 left, third quarter. They'll bring a H back over and hand it off. Big running room. Gets near the sideline before he's taken down at the sideline. That's Jamil Rice making the tackle for St. Andrews.
Sorry, Mark, down inside the 30 on that.
Yeah. We're starting to see some mud kick up when they get to the sidelines now.
Might be the final play of the quarter here.
Yeah, 33 seconds left in the quarter. But I think we got a new running back in for, it's on the ground. Picked up by the quarterback and finally be taken down after he dives forward. Do have a new quarterback as well. That's Ethan Rice from Newport Richey, Florida, J.W. Mitchell High School. The running back for Reinhardt is Christopher Barnes from Decatur, Georgia. That will be the end of the third quarter. So switch ends of the field. Come back down on this side and chew up some turf over here. Coach Curtin and referee talking as we continue to go here on the sideline. But again, 43-0 as we go to the fourth quarter with Reinhardt well out front. St. Andrews trying to find something positive to take out of this one.
Cannon Pharmacy scoreboard update. Georgia Bulldogs 24, Vanderbilt 7. Michigan now up 28-7 over Indiana. Ohio State 20, Purdue 0. Florida State 17-3. Top 4 in the college football poll stay all winning right now. Alabama 24-6 over Arkansas after spotting them a 6-0 lead. Michigan State 17, Rutgers 6. Iowa State 20. Cincinnati 7. North Texas all over Temple 31-14. James Madison 20-6 over Georgia Southern. Eastern Michigan 21. Kent State nothing. Navy 1st and 10 at midfield against Charlotte. Opening drive, no score with the 49ers.
Playing the midshipmen of Navy. Well, here we go, getting ready for fourth quarter action. Knights on defense is trying to keep Reinhardt out of the end zone. Appreciate everybody joining us today on St. Andrews Athletics YouTube channel. Going to hand the ball off to that new back. He's going to get a little mud on his jersey and going to move the chains. That's Christopher Barnes with the carry.
About the 19.
Again, Ethan Rice, the quarterback, sophomore. A lot of white jerseys out there now on the Reinhardt side. They'll hand it off to Barnes again, looking for some running room, and he ran into some resistance.
Down to about the 11.
Garner getting up off the bottom of that pile too. He's in on another play. There's no question about the middle of the defensive line for St. Andrews. They're going to have some laundry work done.
Yes.
Their jerseys are mudded up. 13:50 clock ticking. They'll bring a wing back over to the left side and just runs right into 52.
Yeah, and you know who that is.
Yes, we do.
Mr. Henderson. Yeah, Mr. Henderson.
I think I would check the film on Mr. Henderson's tackles in the first half because they looked like both Hendersons were in on a bunch of plays, and the stats didn't reflect that. It's third down. Scoreboard says yard. It looks like about 2 to me, maybe 3. They're going to throw for it. Rice to the end zone, incomplete. Tight coverage. Good job for St. Andrews with, looks like Jamil Rice. Rice may be one of the speediest guys out there. He was a wide receiver at one time.
They're going for it, fourth down.
They'll bring that tight end over. They made contact in the backfield. Did they stop him before he gets to the sticks? And I believe they did.
So good defensive effort there by St. Andrews that keeps them out of the end zone. And they'll take over at the 10-yard line.
I believe, let's see, Lavarius Heath Lewis, one of those guys in the mix on that tackle. We didn't call his name as many times today as sometimes we do, but he's always seeming to be around the football. Jalen Dodd comes back out at quarterback for St. Andrews. 13 minutes to play. Not good field position, but the defense held up and stopped them. It's a 10-yard line, 1st and 10. Split backs, and Dodd will hand it off. Running hard to the right side. Maybe his first carry of the day is Dylan Spruill. So Spruill with a solid pickup of 8. Got some white numbers out there for St. Andrews, too. Now, a lot of guys out there that don't think have been on the field yet. They hand it off on a little dive, and not much there. We'll see where they spot it. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to lose two as George Tharp had the carry. Don't forget, kickoff next week. Kentucky Christian coming to St. Andrews. That's a 1 o'clock kickoff. If you can't be here, we'll be on the air. Hope to see you. There's Dodd trying to break a tackle. Can't get enough for the first down. He'll be knocked down at about the 17.5-yard line. The line to gain is the 20. So going to be 4th down. Looks like St. Andrews showing they're going to go for it. And I think now maybe the punter is, no?
Well, half of them went on. Now they're coming back off.
Yeah. Ten seconds on the play clock, so still got time. They'll load the backfield, full house. Dodd under center. Slips as he hands it off. Running hard. Got the first down across the 20. Sproul somehow got the ball as Dodd was going down. Well, sometimes you see that ball on the ground when plays like that happen, but somehow Jalen Dodd got that in the belly of Sproul, and Sproul.
Yeah, a little burst of energy there.
Some good blocking off the right side and a gain out to the 23-yard line. First down, St. Andrews, 10:35 to play. So they'll go full house again. A little bit of movement up front. They'll hand the ball off to Tharp. No flags that I see. Tharp will.
Looks like he dropped the ball.
Yeah, looked like he did. No gain on the play. Anthony Robinson checking in along with J.J. Cobb. Maybe the first time we've called Cobb's name. I'm not sure if he's been out there,
he's
but
freshman.
He's on the field now. Yeah. Robinson goes right. Cobb goes left. You got Sproul, Tharp in the backfield with Dodd as Dodd works shotgun. Looking to throw. Fires and incomplete.
Like he
a little bit of a late hit there on the sideline for the Eagles. I think he may have just could not pull up in the mud. Cobb had that in his hands and couldn't hang on to it.
I think he may have turned up just a tad too early before he actually was able to control that ball.
A good-looking throw from Dodd. That ball was on the money.
Make it 3rd and 9.
So 3rd down and 9. Figure you got 2 plays to get it. Dodd pulls it out of the belly, looking to throw, directing traffic, rolling right, keeps rolling, keeps running, and he's just short of the 30. He's about 4 yards short.
He comes up limping, too.
Yeah, he does. Somebody may have rolled up on him as he's being taken down.
That right ankle. Giving him a little bit of issue, but he's going to stay on the field.
So the ball is marked at the 28. The line to gain is the 33, so it's a 5-yard need here. Got a substitution coming in as Brandon Bass Knight's out there.
6 on the play clock.
4, 3, snapped it, gave it up to the back, and he is stacked up short. Not able to get it, and that will turn the ball over on downs. Picked up 1 first down out of that drive. So we got 8:44 left, and I suspect we'll see some more clean jerseys out there for Reinhardt.
Unofficially, they've ran 15 plays this half for a total of 28 yards St. Andrew has.
Need to at least need to at least get to that 3 yards in a cloud of dust mark. Won't be much dust today, but 3 yards in a little mud.
Yeah, ball's at the 30. 1st and 10, Reinhardt.
Got a muddy back in the backfield, and the quarterback's going to keep, run straight up the gut before he runs into trouble.
It's going to be enough for the 1st down.
Looks like making a tackle for St. Andrews, Quintel Green. It looks like he might have been headed to the house, and then Green gave him a sudden stop. Milligan's going to have to race off in a hurry and gets off before the play's starting.
Play clock at 15.
Back to throw. Fires. Got a man out there to the goal line. Diving. Touchdown. So Reinhardt on the board again with the touchdown.
3 plays, 30 yards.
Didn't take long, and got substitutions in there, probably trying to work on some things for the future. Extra point attempt coming up. Hardy's been a busy man. He missed the last one after there was some issues with the substitution.
Yeah, 1st one all year he missed.
He right back to a streak of 1. 50-0 here in the 4th quarter.
8:01 to go here for 85 Sports. Mark Clemens, Perry Gabriel with you. We'll update you on Canton Pharmacy scoreboard. No finals coming in yet. Here we go. Georgia 27-7 over Vanderbilt. Michigan 35-7 over Indiana. Ohio State 27-0 over Purdue. Florida State 24-3 over Syracuse. Later games coming up at the 3:30, Texas A&M and Tennessee. The big one, top 10 matchup, Oregon and Washington. That'll have some playoff implications on it. And then Kansas and Oklahoma State, Louisville and Pitt, USC and Notre Dame, and then the Tar Heels and the Canes battling in Chapel Hill tonight.
Was that a 7:30 kickoff?
7:30 ABC.
ABC. Kickoff coming from Reinhardt. St. Andrews got a couple players back inside the 10-yard line, and it's a twisting kick that may go out of bounds. And
yeah, you better hope so.
yeah, you better get over that.
He kind of got lazy on that.
With this mud out there in places, that ball might stick. I've seen a couple of kickers over the last few years that like to make that little corner kick, and there's a few guys that have perfected making it die just before it hits the goal line. Just kind of get that twist to it, and I guess kickers don't have much else to do. They just sit around and kick and play with the ball. It's kind of like getting your golf swing ready, getting your goal line kick ready.
Yeah, like you said, not a lot else to work on. 1st and 10, 35.
Got to run the option. I think he thought somebody was going to be there at a different spot. Going to be a loss on the play for Dodd. Yeah, that would. I'm not sure what. That didn't look right. I'm thinking it was running with a counter option out of that, and I don't know if he was expecting a dive back or somebody to be there, but he had a pitch man, and I'm not convinced he knew he was there. But it winds up being a short loss, 2nd down, and let's call it 10. It's just behind the sticks. Dodd's going to run the option, pitches it out. Spruill will cross the 35 and bring up 3rd down and 9. I believe that's Spruill. Let's see. Got a wide out checking in now.
30.
That's Elliot Sandiford. Checks in at tight end.
Yeah,
Checking out
that
is
was ruled on
Antonio
that last
Kelly.
one.
Dodd throwing, intercepted. He got hit as he threw, the linebacker dropping. He didn't get over his head, and he's coming down the sideline, and that is not what you want to have happen. We'll take a look at it again. But Dodd throwing, intercepted. He got hit as he threw, the linebacker dropping. He didn't get over his head, and he's coming down the sideline, and that is not what you want to have happen. But it's going to be a turnover. Couple of tough plays for the Knights today. The one bad snap that turned into a safety and that interception. For the most part, been taking care of the football pretty well. 6:20, clock ticking, 50-0 Reinhardt, but they have great field position. They've got Rice at quarterback. Just hands the ball off inside. Rice threw for a touchdown his last possession. Clock will roll under 6 minutes.
Okay, the down marker, he was, I don't know if he thought it was first and goal or what. He kind of laid the sign down. But now
Either that or they got tired.
Yeah, he got back up now with 2.
Now he's going to run the fake, and boy, big collision. The quarterback ran into
number 22.
For the, it was
Jalen Scruggs.
Scruggs came up, made a big hit, knocked the quarterback down, but just kept him from getting to the yard marker. So it's 3rd and 2. And again, Reinhardt in no hurry with a 50-0 lead. They're handed off, trying to get to the line to gain. Flag on the play. Let's see what this one is. It may be a hold and maybe coming back. They say he's down before the goal line, but I think we've got a holding penalty or a blocking penalty that may bring this one back.
Yeah, the referee ran down the sideline to Coach Curtin, and they communicate with the mics now, and he's pretty much telling him, what do you want? Obviously, he's going to take that penalty and push him back.
Yep. So that'll be a wipe. It'll take the first down off the board. 3rd down and long now, because that's a 10-yard penalty. Takes the ball back to about the 12, 13-yard line.
So, 3rd and 11 for the first down.
Going to hand the ball off inside, running hard, but taken down short of the first down, I think. It's to the 4-yard line.
Yes.
So that'll bring up 4th down and maybe a yard. No, check it. Looks like they're going to mark him at the 5. So 4th down at about a yard and a half, maybe 2.
Coming up on 4 minutes.
Defense has had a couple of good stops on 4th down. Let's see if they can come up with another one as St. Andrews digs in.
They run this play up the middle.
They hand it off, and he is going to get the first down, I believe.
The ball loose?
Is it loose?
St. Andrews says they have it. No signal yet. Reinhardt says touchdown. The referee just about fell down.
They're marking the ball at the 1, looks like.
Yeah, and who it's gonna be touchdown or first down, because that was 4th down. So,
well, let's see what the officials say.
Yeah, they're saying St. Andrews.
So I think St. Andrews came out of the pile with the ball. He did not get to the goal line. I thought he had.
Yeah,
well,
they just signaled. Recovered in the end zone to bring the ball out to the 20.
Okay.
So it'll be a touchback, bringing the ball out to the 20.
Well, if you're a St. Andrews,
it was a fumble.
If you're a St. Andrews fan, you've got to be pleased. You've got an interception. You've got 2 fumble recoveries today.
Well, and we talked about that. They don't give up. They don't look at the score.
Fighting.
And because you're going to learn stuff in every game. You can learn stuff when it's a tight game. you're gonna learn stuff when it's a lopsided score. So, but they kept fighting for that loose ball, and they got it, recover it, and now they're coming out 1st and 10 from the 20.
Stack it up as they run that full house backfield again. You should see the Cowboys do that down on the goal line.
Back in the Roger the Dodger days,
Yeah.
Roger Staubach,
Walt,
Danny
Walt
White.
Garrison and
Walt Garrison passed away this week.
Yeah, I saw that. Robert Newhouse and Tony Dorsett would be in that full house backfield occasionally.
That's back when they wore those big shoulder pads.
Yeah.
You ever see some of those NFL pictures?
Well, Tony Dorsett, just look, he was not a particularly big dude, but more the shoulder pads he wore.
Him and
You would
Emmitt
have thought,
Smith,
you
yeah.
would have thought he was Herschel Walker.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's
Whistles and flags, and
it's going to get a false start against the offense. We come down to almost 2.5 minutes and a few ticks left.
St. Andrews fans, don't forget next week we'll have Coach Robert Curtin talking about this one, preview next week's game. That'll be on the Radio Free Cabarrus 485 Sports YouTube channel. Coach and I usually talk on Monday. We didn't get one posted this week. We had a little bit of internet trouble, and we'll try to get that ironed out this week. Looking to throws Dodd, fires to the outside, a good throw and catch, and he'll be pushed down and ball taken away. That's got to be forward progress. Stop. They're going to signal touchdown.
We'll watch that replay and see what we can see.
I don't know what we see. I thought that play was he'll be pushed down and ball taken away. That's got to be forward progress. Stop. They're going to signal touchdown.
We'll watch that replay and see what we can see.
I don't know what had been stopped, but they didn't rule it that way. 56-0. We're saying good, nice pass and catch on that one, but
Coach just threw the red flag.
Yeah. Well, I certainly would challenge that. I thought the forward progress was stopped.
Yeah, it looked like it was stopped. But again, we were blocked by some of these players on the sideline, so I don't know when the actual knee went down, but it was kind of hard to see.
Yeah, they'll go to the review. I believe it's first review we've had.
I was going to say,
I don't know if we've had one in the games we've been doing recently.
I don't recall one.
I think that's a good challenge, though.
Yeah, and you do that for your team. You know, the score doesn't come into play here. You've got to stand up for your team. If you don't think it was the right call, then you've got to throw that red flag.
And the replay is back over to it's beyond where we can actually get a camera to take a look at down this way. But
Coach Curtin's going to walk down that way and see if they need any help making the decision.
Yeah, doing a little bit of maintenance work, kicking a piece of paper off the field.
Well, we've talked football all day long, but the Braves are done. Dodgers are done.
Well, we still got Corey Seeger from Northwest Cabarrus High School and playing for the Texas Rangers. There's quite a few North Carolina guys still in the playoffs, but Corey's probably the most prominent that you and I know.
So quick. Replay system is down.
Oh, replay system is down. Replay system is down.
So we'll call on the field. We'll stand.
Well, that's a tough break. Well, folks, I'll tell you, I thought the play should have been dead. But we can't hear the whistle. We don't know what the officials were thinking.
So 56-0, the extra point waits.
Is that Hardy out there, or we got a different? I think
at 41.
I think that is Hardy. No, well, their roster says Christopher Barnes, but and the kick is up and good. 57-0. 2:14 left. And so St. Andrews get another kickoff opportunity here to try to return one. You'd like to put one score on the board if you could. Going back deep to receive.
Yeah, because they've scored the first quarter last week. And went
the opening drive.
Yeah, so 7 quarters now without scoring.
Anthony Robinson and Taekwon Watson deep to receive. Well, they've got a big gap in the middle of the field here. If you just popped one up, it might be a scramble if you popped it to about the 40-yard line. And they kick it deep. It's going to be dropped, muffed into the end zone. You got to pick it up.
It's
yeah,
a
it is
live
a live
ball.
ball. It's a touchdown.
Did he?
Well, let's see what the call is.
Did he touch it?
He touched it in the field of play.
Okay, so that should ball is in the end zone. It should be a touchback.
But the momentum, the ball carried it in, so I think it may be a touchback.
And averted whistle. Oh, we didn't hear the whistle.
Oh, so they blew the whistle.
Yeah, so it should be a touchdown then. Yeah, because St. Andrews gets the pick, and to keep the play, or.
So we'll kick it again.
Yeah.
We see some unusual things in games.
This weekend, we've seen a little bit of everything this weekend. Friday night football for high school. And
a 3-quarter game. And a
couple. We saw a team score every way possible pretty much last night.
We saw
block punt, safety, touchdown, extra point. We didn't see a field goal.
Yeah, we didn't.
That was about the only way we.
And here comes the kickoff again. Let's see. 2:11 left in the football game. Driving kick and
taking it to 15.
Fielded that by Watson, and Watson's crease coming forward, spins away, still running. Gets to the 40, to the 35. Wow, just shy of the 35-yard line. What a nice return. Crease coming forward, spins away, still running. Gets to the 40, to the 35. Wow, just shy of the 35.
Which has been the issue on the pass plays today, but
yeah, it has.
Yeah, great return there for St. Andrews. So
they'll
get about 2 minutes to see if they can get on the board here.
I'm not sure. I think St. Andrews had 2 timeouts, or we used more than one.
Well, they shouldn't be charged for that challenge.
Yeah, because
they should give them an extra one since the system's down.
Yeah, extra timeout since they. Dodd at quarterback, got split backs in the backfield, Daniels and Tharp, and looking to throw.
Penalty flag. The right guard moved.
So that'll back them up 5 and make it 1st and 15. Appreciate everybody joining us here today. It gives us a little stat on the line about how many people are watching. It looks like we've had a solid audience all afternoon. Many of you may have sitting there waiting on us when we came on the air today. We appreciate you supporting the broadcast and supporting the athletes. Dodd looking to throw, trying to find some room, gets to the sideline, and I think he was not sure which way his blocker was going to go.
Yeah, and he had a few blockers there with him, but again, nothing lined up. We got a penalty flag on the far side. Let's see what we get here.
Yeah, let's see what this one is. It looks like it's well away from the play.
Eligible man downfield, I'm going to guess, just because of how long it took him to decide, but he never threw the ball, so they may wave this off.
There is no foul.
I think you're right.
Yeah, that's got to be what it is.
He
Barry.
threw it thinking he's going to throw it, and then, he didn't throw it, and I've already thrown my flag. So
4-yard pickup. Well, actually, close to 5. Let's call it 5. Second down and 10. Dodd to throw.
Got a man open.
Ooh,
oh, great defense. Hit right at the last minute.
Yeah, just came in right at the play.
Yeah. He was open, and
he delivered the ball just a split second too late.
I know that pass was incomplete. That might have been the best ball and best accuracy he's thrown all day with that. Yeah, we got
a whistle, and we got players down.
We've got two players. These two players that collided there.
A little friendly fire down there on the goal line or in the end zone. We've got a stoppage of play. It looks like he's holding his ankle. So it'll give St. Andrews an opportunity to come over and huddle up with 1:24 left. Trying to figure out what to do here on this 3rd down and 10.
You get a first down, and you take 3 or 4 shots to the end zone.
Yeah.
You got 2 downs to get 10 yards.
Yeah, you don't have to get it all at once. You just need to get that first down.
It was Frank, right? Our clock operator?
Fred,
I'm sorry.
Fred, appreciate
that. Was close, but yeah, Fred, thank you for running our clock today.
Yeah, absolutely. We were coming up a little short on manpower, and Fred volunteered. Did Coach volunteer you? Oh, okay. What is it? If you go to church, they call you voluntold. You get voluntold to do something.
Yeah, that is
true. Appreciate you working with us today.
Yeah, our crew will differ every week for the remaining 3 or 4 weeks. We'll miss.
We've got a kind of a scattered crew. We get spread across NASCAR and dancing and running, a little bit of everything. Now whistles and timeout Reinhardt. So a little bit more chance to talk on 3rd down.
So big game in Cabarrus County next week for high school football that Mark and our crew will be covering. The Northwest Cabarrus Trojans and J.M. Robinson Bulldogs, both teams undefeated. We've been kind of calling this clash since the first or second week of the season. They both have pretty much held up their end of the bargain and remained undefeated.
The Northwest team with allowing 4 points a game for the season,
and Robinson allowing 8.
Yeah, and Robinson's got 2 players who have been responsible for 7 touchdowns in a game. At 2 different occasions. So we were coming into last night's game wondering would somebody get 7, but they spread it around.
Yeah, they did.
Well, here looking for 1 touchdown as St. Andrews trying to get something going. Jalen Dodd at quarterback, 3rd quarterback used. Play fake, takes it straight up the gut. He's going to be close. He's going to be a little short of the first down. He's down to the 20.
They stopped the clock. They're going to give it to him. Yeah, they're going to give it to him.
They're saying move the chains. That's kind of a play straight out of the Reinhardt book. We saw that play run twice, once for a touchdown.
So 1st and 10. Ball's going to be at the 20, a minute to go. They're huddling up. I would think they're going to get 3
or 4 plays out of this
if the clock
if you
continues
manage
to run,
it right.
Depending on whether it's incomplete or not.
Sproul in the backfield. Going to give it to him. Trying to get to the corner. Going to be spun out of bounds at about the 15.
And
they'll stop. Well, the clock's still running. He must have been still in bounds.
If the engagement is in bounds and they carry it out of bounds, the clock continues to run.
Okay.
If he runs directly out of bounds with not being engaged with the tackler, then the clock would stop. I'm surprised they're not hurry up right here.
Yeah, 28 seconds left. And they got a player running off late. Let's see if the officials stop. No, they're not going to.
Yeah, it did not confuse the defense, so you don't have to call that.
Pressure coming, throwing to the back of the end zone. Just kind of had to throw it away.
13 seconds
13,
on the clock.
So you got time for 2 more if you don't get sacked. So big play coming up, third down. Again, don't forget next week, 1 o'clock kickoff, Kentucky Christian, Battle of the Knights. Well, I'll throw a round table out somewhere or something. Looking to throw. Got a man there. Touchdown.
No,
short. I thought he was in. We're looking at the wrong angle. Man, oh, man. Let's take a look and see if we can. Looking to throw. Got a man there. Touchdown.
No,
short. I thought he was in. We're looking at the wrong angle. Man, oh, man. Five seconds ago. Put 3 seconds back on the clock.
Yeah, so
man, I thought he gotten in there.
Quick pass.
Yeah.
And to
well,
the
there
end
was
zone.
a big collision there when he caught it too.
They like to see him get that one in.
Dodd looks like he's thrown the ball well today. I mean, the touchdown a minute ago, I thought was a well thrown ball, and the receiver gave it up, but chance to get in the end zone here before the final horn.
Tush push.
I don't think that's not legal though in college football, is it? Going to have some players run off.
Yeah.
We've seen a couple scrums today though that now we got a player running on and off. 23 on the play clock, so still good. They're going to line it up jumbo. Oh, lost the snap. Yeah. Fumbled the snap. Let's see if they can. Yeah. Lost the ball on the last. Looked like fumbled the snap or fumbled it coming away. And that will give it back to Reinhardt.
That'll end the ball game.
Okay, that will be the end. That looked like there was 1 second, but I guess that is the end.
Yeah, they'll run that off.
Yeah. So the final score, 57-0. Tough sledding today for the Knights. Some positive moments from time to time when they were just battling hard. Got to find some positives to take out of it, but also at the same time learn what was going on.
I will see you gentlemen next week.
Fred, don't leave before I get you, okay? Got the players out on the field shaking hands and
unofficial.
Learn what was going on.
I will see you gentlemen next week.
Fred, don't leave before I get you, okay? Got the players out on the field shaking hands and the first half stats really got skewed with that 36-yard sack of the punter when he kicked it out of the end zone. So that got skewed just a little bit, but big day for Reinhardt as they just got some big plays, got good field position from the very get-go on that opening kickoff, and that really hurts you when something like that happens. But St. Andrews
and Reinhardt 19 plays 140 yards, but again, their series, their possessions were 3, 4, 5, 6 plays. There wasn't any long drives.
No.
I would say St. Andrews probably had time of possession.
Let's see if we can pull some stats up here. We'll pull these up for you just before we get out of here. First downs, Reinhardt was 17. St. Andrews at 12.
Yeah.
Passing first downs, 3 first downs passing, 8 rushing, 1 via penalty. Third down efficiency is one area that really is 4 for 19. Some of those were long down in distances and caused some issues. Time of possession, 42 minutes for St. Andrews, 17 for 17.
That makes us look like geniuses when we talked about stats just can be misleading.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's 42 minutes. Wow.
Yeah. Well, that's going to wrap it up here, Perry. The final score, 57-0. Reinhardt comes away with the victory over St. Andrews. I'm Mark Clemens, Perry Gabriel for Fred, our cameraman, and all the folks here at St. Andrews. Thanks for joining us here today. Next week, 1 o'clock kickoff as St. Andrews takes on Kentucky Christian right here at St. Andrews. Good afternoon, everybody.